Hey guys, what's up, resellers? I kidded that you guys are gonna have to bring the energy tonight because Vlogmas is totally kicking my butt, but it is a little bit. But we were just talking backstage. For those of you that are Patrick Star living under a rock somewhere, my extra special guest tonight is none other than the Ching King himself. Who Now should I refer to you during the duration of this live as Mr. Cha-Ching or just Scott or
We'll just go with Scott. We'll see how that works out.
all right,
If I feel like you're getting out of line, we'll go with King.
okay, gotcha. And you have served in the capacity of as an educator in the past, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're used to people referring to you as Mr. anyway.
I mean, you can call me anything you want if it doesn't get you demonetized.
Yeah, none of that. But you guys, I have to say, and I said over on my Instagram, and I told my husband this morning, I was like, I'm gonna try really hard not to fangirl tonight. But
I said me up.
I said over on Instagram that I was having this very like on Wayne's World when Wayne and Garth are saying we're not worthy when they meet Aerosmith. I've not ever even watched that whole movie all the way through, and that's the scene that popped in my head this morning. Yeah, like I'm just I'm so excited, Scott. I don't even remember how, but years ago I ran across your profile way before I had a reseller Instagram, way before I had a reseller YouTube. And I ran across your profile and I'm like, I don't know who this guy in the Fila jersey is. But I love the stuff that he picks up and I love his descriptions and he just looks so fun because like I love vintage and unique things and that's the kind of stuff that you pick up.
I try to, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, try to. If we could just get that all day every day, we would,
Yeah.
but sometimes you have to sell like new toothbrushes to make ends meet,
Right.
right? But just watching all of the estate sales that you and your wife are blessed to get to go through, like you guys go to estates that are worthy of having an estate sale, rather than a yard sale.
Right.
And
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, you find killer stuff. So I know we're going to talk about that tonight, but will you tell everyone a little bit about you before we say hi to everybody in the chat?
No.
I told them enough.
Yeah, that's there's not much else to say. I did teach. I taught elementary school. I was an elementary teacher and never planned on going into administration, but I ended up a principal and then a superintendent and retired at 53.
That's awesome. Did you see yourself retiring at 53?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know that I ever thought about it. There was I had been a superintendent for 12 years and
Wow.
there was a kid behind me that really wanted my job and he was a lot bigger than me. And I thought, I'll either qualify for retirement or he'll kill me. And
Nice.
and I was a really good guy. And small districts don't typically get an opportunity for transition. And so I just made sure he was ready for the job. And
That's awesome.
so once I qualified and he was ready, then I retired. Plus, my parents are my mom is older, and my wife's parents are older, and we take care of them and or try to help with them however we can. So
I love that you consider this your retirement because when people ask me, like, you're a reseller.
There went your light. You were talking about it before. It's like you've got one of those things in a Christmas tree that's going round and round. It's like you just have to be special, and I just have like a regular one light.
I
see
how
how
it
is
now.
now.
I'm gonna go bright and dark all night long. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm gonna fix the lights in here eventually. I think
that's just the conversation, not just the lighting.
Yeah, I'll try to stay still. But I like that you're saying that you're a reseller in your retirement because people will be like, well, what is your retirement plan? I'm like, this is my retirement plan. Why would I not want to do this until the day I can't anymore?
Yeah, this is it's like a constant treasure hunt. And so, and we both like it. So we get to travel and we get to go into places that other people won't get to see. And it's just a blast.
Like now that you've added YouTube in the mix, because you just got on YouTube this year, right?
April 14th.
Yeah, and he's already, well over 1,000 subscribers because he spent so long building a following over on Instagram. Like I feel like the people that follow what you guys do are like loyal fans of everything that you do.
I don't know. I didn't start Instagram with any kind of plan. I started it. You notice you mentioned the Fila picture that I had up there was because as a superintendent, I didn't want to have any place that I was talking about money or making money or anything like that. It seemed like a conflict of interest. And so my only goal, Melody had 400 followers when I got on Instagram. So really, I just needed 401. As long as I was ahead of her, we were good. And I just post silly stuff more than anything. And some of the stuff that we do, I do think that, this is my, I'm retired from the school, but I'm not retired from work. I mean, we work
Right.
constantly, but I mean, you could do this at any age and provide for yourself. So, and it's
Absolutely.
fun. So,
Yeah, you can do this long before you're able to work.
right.
So Melanie is here. Super glad to see you. And we have Dreaming on a Budget here. He was my guest last week and we had a load of fun. Christy's upset that she's not first. Jesse is here. Hello to the Hoogs.
The Hoogs.
Yeah, super fun. I got my Beatles shirt on again today, Hoogs, and like I would say 2 out of 3 people. Ooh, I like yours. That's merch. That's cool. I really like that new logo. I mean, I liked the Fila jersey forever, but I like that logo too. Hell's Canyon Hustle is here, and until this week, I didn't realize Hell's Canyon was an actual place until she posted about the stores. I was like, oh, okay, you can do it. It will be so much fun. Oh, yeah, for the Vlogmas, I'm telling you. Jennifer Hayes is here. Hello, Jennifer. Matt from MF Flips is here, and he is doing Vlogmas also, you guys. So definitely give his channel a sub and follow him on his Vlogmas journey. And Carissa is here, my buddy, Chosen Goods reseller. We have Ace Verex. Am I pronouncing that right, you think? Ace. I think that's right. That sounds about right, right? Trevor from 10th Street Market is here. And Geneva, hello, Geneva. Hey, I answered you over on YouTube about those Harry Potter books. If you haven't seen it, then DM me and I'll get to the bottom of that with you. Eric Hughes is here. Hello, hello. Don't want to miss anybody that has jumped in early here. Kim D, Homescape Closeouts. Hello, good evening to you also. And let's see here, 1987 Ventures. Tracy, super excited to see you on here tonight.
Well, if Tracy really loved me, she would spell my name correctly.
Oh, that's how I would have spelled it too. Is it 1 T?
Oh, no, we were really poor.
Like you couldn't afford 2 T's. It's funny that you say that because my oldest son's name is Dello, and he is named after his dad, who's named after his dad. He's the third.
What's his name?
Dello, D-E-L-O.
Oh, I thought that was with a J. I thought, well,
no.
There you go.
And so it's just D-E-L-O. And then we, but like his grandpa, who was the first, because he's the third, was named after like his grandpa's cousin or something. It's an Italian name. Well, one day we're going through the grandparents' home, and we come across the birth certificate for that cousin or uncle or whoever, and it's supposed to have 2 L's.
Wow.
So they misspelled it. So I'm with you. We apparently could only afford 1 L.
There's my niece, Ella.
This is your niece?
Yeah, she's like the nicest person on the planet.
Oh, Ella, you should come in every Friday. We'd love to have you here. Hey, my mom's here. I didn't know if my mom and dad were going to get a chance to tune in tonight. Hello. Let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. Anthony Suski. Am I pronouncing that right?
You've completely ignored Drew.
I see him now. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you met him?
What's up? Oh, and Rachel, it was Alice Cooper in Wayne's World where they said, no, it's not. I looked it up because I told you I'd never seen the movie, and I looked up Wayne's World. We're Not Worthy on YouTube, and it was Aerosmith because he had that huge mouth. I don't know. Maybe they do it more than once. Have you seen it, Scott?
Like when I was a kid.
When you were a kid. Ethan says hi. Hey, Ethan, that's my nephew, and he's watching too. Hey, Shay, glad to see you tonight. Trying to make my way through this chat, but you guys have really showed up tonight. eBay auction items is here. Drew is excited to see the Hoogs, it looks like. And I collect, Anthony says, I collect metal CDs and G.I. Joe stuff. Great market for buying and reselling. Yeah, that's true. You get to keep what you decide not to sell, right?
Right.
Let's see here. Okay, I think I got us caught up. Trevor, you can't be here if there's a giveaway. Trevor tries to win all the giveaways.
Oh. Which one is Trevor?
10th Street Market.
Okay.
And I
I
think
brought
here,
girl t-shirts up here, so he, you know.
oh, that's hilarious. Scott does have a giveaway for us tonight. So he's married. Oh, there he is. He just chimed in, LOL Drew. So Trevor has won both of our Pictionary guesses in the past. He is rapid fire fast on guessing really bad drawings. So glad I made a live show. Love your content. Oh, thank you so much. I will I would love to say your username, but with this southern accent, it's probably not gonna come out right. So anyway, we're super excited about tonight to talk to you guys about good, bad, and ugly stuff over on eBay. It seems like there's plenty of it. So what would you say, Scott, is something that is really, really good that maybe has gone on lately? Maybe you had some outstanding sale this week, or just in the eBay environment in general right now?
I think in the whole reseller environment for me, which includes eBay, I've got two friends that have antique shops, and one of them opens tomorrow. And I've spent all week helping him get his place ready. And I've got another one that I took a bunch of stuff to. As far as our own sales, last week was pretty rough. It was pretty quiet.
Yeah,
And
today
this
was very
week,
quiet for me.
today was like crickets.
Okay, I'm glad it's not
Yesterday
just
I did
me.
like 1,000, and today, like, I think we've
Nope.
done like $100. So
Yeah, I did like $600, like 598 day before yesterday. Yesterday was like over 200, and today I'm not sure if anything actually happened today or not. If it did, it was like a $12 sale or something.
yeah, I mean, I think we're at 150. We listed, well, we being Melody. I didn't list anything today because I was helping with the antique shop. I think we're at 150 or something like that. And I put my phone here. I'm really hoping it'll go off during this during
Yeah,
this
I
live
know.
chat.
I
Just so
always
I can
have
look and
mine.
feel important, you know.
Like, I have mine on vibrate all the time, just because like loud notifications really. If I had notifications on my phone, it would just be bothersome. But
Oh
I
no, I
couldn't hear
turned the
the
volume up.
cha-ching. Yeah, I couldn't hear the cha-ching. You would not like that at all. Let's see. I did sell some things today. I said I don't know that I sold anything. I sold a skirt, and it sold for like probably $14 or something. I don't know. It's taking forever to load. I sold a skirt. I got a message on some Polk Street kids books from the school library, and it looks like someone just sent me an offer. And I sold a record. And you know how hard records are to sell.
And that's a slow day for her, everybody in the chat.
This is slow. Yeah, I think this is slow for anybody. Come on. This Robert Goulet Christmas album that I sold went international. Someone paid for Robert Goulet Christmas.
That's awesome.
$15.99 with free shipping, but who knows what they paid for shipping. Now listen, I have this Escada suit listed, and it has holes in the cardigan. I don't know if you watched my on my vlog, I guess it was the one from today. I had a dress that had a hole underneath the armpit.
I
And
haven't seen the one today because I haven't been home very long.
it sold for $160 yesterday.
Wow.
And everyone at the estate sale told me not to pick it up. Everyone I walked by was like, that dress has a hole in it. I looked at that dress already, it has a hole in it. I was like, it's St. John. Like, I know how to sew, but it was like knitted. So I knew I wasn't going to fix it, but I just kept telling everyone I know how to sew. I'm not worried about it. And get it home, get it listed for like 189. And then, yeah, it sold yesterday for 160, but the buyer hasn't paid for it yet.
Well, that may happen now.
Yeah. So, well, this one I have listed at 179, and it's like a skirt and a sweater and a cardigan that goes on top of everything. And the cardigan that goes on top has multiple holes in
And
it.
it's St. John?
No, this one is Escada is the brand.
Okay.
And I just got an offer for $75 on it with multiple holes in the cardigan.
Sell it.
I don't know. You think I should?
I mean, I'm always about taking that money.
Something just sold. I'm turning my volume up. You must be good luck. I just sold an Elmo. It's going to Elizabeth.
Like a toy?
Yeah, $23.90. I hope I charge the buyer shipping. $10 shipping for this Elmo.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I have any Elmos listed.
I just threw one in the back of my car to donate it, so maybe I should get it back out and actually list it. Let's see. Hell's Canyon said she had a nice sale today, $125 for a wool sweater. I want to know what brand it was with, and 2 small sales, slow, but the sweater made up for it. Have you had lots of over $100 sales lately?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Or the oh, yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I had, the ski pants I sold,
Yeah.
that were from the '70s. They were 150. Um, you know, our average sale price right now is a little over $80. So,
Nice. Are you
uh,
kidding? I was just about to say, what is your average sales price though? It's probably way higher than most
well, and but
people.
it fluctuates based on what I've picked up lately. So, I got into an estate sale recently, actually last year, but I'm still getting stuff from it. And so it's a long story, but I probably got close to $100,000 worth out of it.
And how
And
much did you pay, like, or do you wanna say how much you paid for
no,
all
no,
of
I
that?
don't mind. I don't have it in front of me, but probably 15,000,
Wow, that's an
10,000,
investment. Like, I
15,000.
I just did my biggest estate sale buy,
Yeah,
and
that was incredible.
yeah, the first day I got $1,400, and then I went back and spent another 3, so I'm at $1,700, and trust me, like, if you had told me a year ago, if you'd probably told me even 6 months ago that I would even be in a position to be able to go spend $2,000 at an estate sale, I would have been like, "Well, you're nuts. That's never gonna happen." And
Right.
I told my husband, I'm like, "I bet you I have at least $10,000 worth of inventory, but I think closer probably to 14,000." Like,
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
have a lot right now. And I mean, we have a lot because when this opportunity came up to buy this and they kept calling me back, I bought all of it that I could because
Yeah.
their stuff is so much better than anything I'm gonna come across in any time ever.
See, that's exactly what I said was when I saw this stuff and my husband went with me the second day, I said, "Drew, I'm never gonna see these brands again." And this is a 3-hour round trip from me, and I still went back
Right.
on day 3. And then this stuff wasn't on sale on day 3, and I knew it wasn't. I couldn't get the brands out of my mind, and I was like, "I have to go back." Because I will never these are brands I never see at our thrift store. And
Yeah.
you're from a small town too, like, you understand.
Well, what's the population where you're at?
7,500, which is like a city compared with you, right?
Yeah, it's 181 in Penelope.
Yeah. Yeah. So speak to that for a second, Scott, to everybody that because I got comments just this week about how like easy it must be for me to list a lot because I have access to a lot of stuff. And I'm like, my town is 6 square miles and we have one thrift store. So
Yeah.
I mean, like how many items, which I know that's not like really the judge of anything because you want to have more sold than listed, but how many items are in your store right now?
We have I know it's not 900. I almost never have 1,000. Right now, I have 868 listed and 376 sold. I don't know, does that show up?
And with a $30,000 90 day with 300 and some odd items. That is insane. Like your average sales price is so good. But like what percentage, if you had to guess, not an exact number, what percentage do you think of your stuff is one off, like vintage? This is the only one you're gonna find.
Um, Probably 75%.
Yeah.
But I didn't start with estate sales and garage sales, or even Goodwill. I actually started, when I first opened eBay, I sold lumber. I have a lumber mill, I build furniture, and, I would sell lumber back when shipping was reasonable. And,
Wow.
um, and then, Melody wanted to not work at outside the home anymore, and so she came home and was looking for something to sell, and then she bought a bunch of wiglets. Like, a wiglet is just what it sounds like. It's like, I guess I need one, but it's like a little wig, and,
Yeah.
she bought, like, 6 pallets of them. And so in fact, my store used to be old school woodworks, and, like and I got wiglets, like, that just doesn't work. And so
Nice.
yeah, no, not nice. And then she started putting women's clothes on there and kids' clothes, and I changed the name to old school wear so that it wouldn't be quite so embarrassing, and, um, but I mean, that's how it got going. So, but I started buying, large, bankruptcy auctions. And so, like, I have a whole bunch of hunting clothing that I sell, and
Wow.
it's multiples. I got 1,800 items listed in a matter of about 4 days because there were multiples. And then we sell
Oh. So
you
it's
don't know
like
what that is, do you?
you mean like when a business is bankrupt, it's not focus
Absolutely.
ship.
We started with stuff like that,
What
because
was
as a
it?
superintendent, I couldn't list a bunch of things. You don't know what that is? This company went out of business about 5 years ago, and that is one of those,
Oh, okay.
the magic cloth mops.
Yeah, I clean my floor, Scott.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't think yours ever got dirty, so I assumed you didn't know what a mop was.
Sure.
But we bought a trailer load of those and dust mops for $40, and I have been selling them for 5 years.
Wow.
So
Um,
we like the one-off stuff, but I also like stuff that truly is much more of a passive income, that once I get it listed, I take the stuff to the post office when it sells.
you're
I like
right. I
that.
mean, and I like the type of retail arbitrage that, like, when I go to Walmart, you know, seasonally they do a deep clearance. If you can get a hold of the $1 clearance at Walmart, I buy in bulk, and then Scott, I don't even take pictures. I go on the Walmart website and just
Oh
take the
yeah.
picture.
Well, I'm gonna give. How many people are here in the chat
There's
today?
31.
All right, so I'm going to tell them something that I have never told anybody on Instagram. I've
Okay.
never posted it on Facebook or anywhere else, and it's where I find these kind of things. I'm going to tell you the one in Dallas, and then perhaps you can find one in your locale, because when you find one and you watch on a consistent basis, eventually you can find stuff. And the company that I go through is called Rosen, Rosen Systems,
Rose
and
and
Rosen Systems, and they do court liquidations and bankruptcy liquidations, and they do gigantic equipment stuff that the flea market flippers would do, but I never would. I don't want
yeah,
to get
they
it
get
out.
some big stuff.
They get the big stuff, and but they also they did. This company was Jesco that had the mop pads. Jesco, you
Uh-huh.
remember you used to like walk through the mall and there'd be some guy with a knife and he'd cut through a hammer and then cut your tomato for you. That was Jesco, was one of those kiosk places. And when they went out of business, we bought a bunch of that. Six Sight was a major, a very high-end hunting clothing company that went out of business, and I bought all of their base layer stuff. But if you look up Rosen System,
Mhm.
then you watch their auctions over time, and eventually you see something come up. There has to be companies like that in other large metropolitan areas. Like we have to drive to Dallas and Fort Worth for that, but it ends up being worth it. So
Yeah, I wonder, like, to me, probably St. Louis, like 3 hours from here,
I'm
or
sure.
Nashville is like 4 hours, but, I mean, if you're gonna get a bulk of things, it's worth making a trip. My husband has a covered trailer now, so maybe I could talk him into it. I saw, John, Bama Pickin' and Grinnin' popped in, so hello to John. Dark County Picker Jimmy is here, Bartermania. I saw Courtney Bolo Buddies pop in. Angie Dayton Valley Deals is here. I hopefully didn't skip a lot of people. I just want to acknowledge that you guys would come spend your Friday night with us, because
Thank you. Thank you.
we're learning stuff over here. Christy wants to go with you and learn some things. And so Christy, maybe you could look up this Rosen Systems, and
Absolutely worth looking up. The
yeah.
we've bought from them for a long time. There's also Lone Star Auctioneers, which will do auctions for schools, which I found that out because I worked at the school, but they will auction off a lot of woodworking equipment, but just school stuff. So band instruments and lots of other kind of things come up that potentially would have resale value. So
Lone Star Auctioneers. I wrote that in the chat also. And then, like, have you ever got on the government surplus and the
Mhm.
government liquidation sites? And have you
Mhm.
ever bid on something on there?
Well, I was a school superintendent,
Mhm.
so I could actually just buy. So like
Mm.
we bought I bought buses like from the prison system, TCI, Texas Correctional Institutes.
Wow.
And so I've actually done a lot of work with them, but I didn't have to bid. I could go look at the stuff, and then I paid the state fee to get it at the school. Not for me
Oh,
personally, but
wow.
for the school. So
Mhm.
I'm very familiar with them.
Huh. Wow, that's pretty cool. Larry Wayout is here. Hello, Larry. We're glad that you're here also. That's pretty incredible. Now, you guys pretty regularly get to go to, like, the type of estate sales that we were talking about, that, like, in my town, an estate sale is basically they hired someone to have an indoor yard sale. It is like they're not estates worth estate selling. And then,
Yeah.
like, when I walked into this one, it was in Paducah, Kentucky, and oh my gosh, I just, it was the stuff dreams are made out of. So this lady, she was an art history major in Boston and spent the remainder of her life after college collecting. She had, like,
Wow.
Chinese antique furniture. She had stuff from, like, I don't know even what century, the 1400s and stuff. She
Yeah.
had a big plate that had George Washington's initials on it. So
Wow.
We're not really sure. It was like a metal, like a pewter metal plate. There
It
were
could have
two
just been
diamonds.
Goodwill.
It could have been
Yeah,
Goodwill.
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm thinking. They didn't really have like it had an eagle crest and stuff on it. They
Yeah.
probably didn't have paperwork to go with it. But Scott, there were two diamonds there. Okay.
Wow.
One of them was a 3.5 carat and one of them was 2.8. And they
Wow.
both sold individually for $10,000 a piece
Wow.
at the
So
estate sale.
this one that I was able to buy this year, and it didn't, none of my videos get a lot of views, but the one that I bought the rest of the estate, this lady, that was her mom's house. She owned 2 houses, but her doll collection sold in 2015 for 2.5 million. And the doll collection that I bought, there's a book on the shelf behind me about her doll collection, and I bought the remnants of it. When you look at that massive doll haul I have, like some of the dolls that the auction company didn't take were $1,000 a piece. It just wasn't, it didn't move the needle for them. And so like her clothes were like ridiculous, like brands that you're not going to come across. And my advice is that when you come to one of those, you need to have money set aside. You know, Melody and I originally had that $1,000 emergency fund available. Well, that doesn't work in this business because I would have, I tried to buy, because her second house, which was the house with the nice stuff in it, like really nice stuff, I really wanted to buy it all, but I mean, I needed about 100 grand cash and I wasn't there yet. And well, I'm still not there, but when you get an opportunity to get in those places, we have inventory for years right now. And that's, so the reason my average sale price is high is I have this huge back stock. And then as we sort through it, I give away the stuff that, you know, that's either not as fun to list or that's will really help somebody else out. Like they're going to get more for it than I will. And there's a lady here in Penelope that I've taught how to do it. And she's one of the ones who actually does it. And so I give her tons of inventory, but really in that $20 and $30 price point range that, you know, if you got a whole bunch
lower
of
than
stuff,
your ASP. Yeah.
So.
That's really incredible. You're kind of making me think more and more about, in February they're supposed to have the second, they're having 3 estate sales at this estate that I went to, and the second one isn't until the second one is in February, and it's her mother's things, and including her mother's fashion. And
what's the address?
It's in Paducah. What state are you in? You're in Texas.
I'm in Texas. Yeah, you're not that far. I can make it. You know,
come on up here. We'll go together. There's plenty for everybody at this place.
So what has to happen right now? This is going to be in February, you think? So what really needs to happen right now is Drew needs another job, and he needs to be saving money for you. If he loves you, that's what he would do.
Nice,
just read the comments now and see.
Yeah. Let's see what he has to say about that. I saw Pittsburgh Picker jump in too. Hey, Adam and Sarah, what's up, you guys? Oh, Carissa, be careful what you wish for. I'm not sure what Carissa wished for, but I missed that one. Can y'all run me a tap to Missouri? Oh yeah, ours cakes everything calcium. We do have hard water. It's not making you look any younger. We filter ours for sure. But I'm thinking though that I need to just get rid of everything, including my back stock, because I keep like 100 items like for emergency just in case. And then there's never been a daggum sourcing emergency around here. Who am I kidding? And you just clear all this out, and in February do exactly what you're saying. I'm never going to come across this stuff again. So here's my 2 options. I'm going to talk myself through this, and you just agree with me. All right.
You're going to talk yourself into it.
Option 1 is I buy 500 pieces of inventory at this incredible estate, and I'll never see this stuff again. Or option 2 is I buy 100 pieces, because let's be reasonable, and then the rest of the year buying mediocre crap around here that I can see all the time.
So for me, I bought, if you include the dolls, there was about 1,000 dolls that I bought. And there was probably 500 items of clothing that I bought. And then I bought the remnants of the whole estate and took all the artwork. So I'm not the guy to talk to. I'm not a hoarder because I have no emotional attachment to any of it. It's just a matter of, you know, I make a lot doing what I'm doing for fun.
Yeah.
I have a ton of stuff to give away. And so I'm more the type that if I could talk my way in there before February, and get an estimate about how much they're planning on making. Because remember, the owner is only going to get a percentage of the total. And so I can make an offer that would exceed what they're going to get, but less than what it would sell for at the estate sale. And see, that's the
I
way
can't
I
on
would
this
do
one
that.
though. Good grief,
No,
they
yeah.
probably made, I mean, I don't even know what they sold an 8-carat diamond bracelet
Yeah.
at this estate sale. Like Chanel, Louis Vuitton.
Did you hear that?
No. Oh, did you cha-ching something?
We had an offer on that.
Is that a ring or a bracelet?
No, it is a
Oh, neither.
trinket box.
It's a trinket box?
A trinket box made by Crummels, and it's listed for 42. They offered 30.
Nice.
So,
If you
but
guys get cha-chings in the chat, let us know. We want to celebrate every cha-ching here with the cha-ching king. Let's see here. LOL, I say the same thing. I'm not a hoarder, no attachment. I just love to shop.
that's it. We are on the same page.
Yeah, we're not hoarders. We just really love the treasure hunt. But honestly, like, I don't think at this particular one, like I say, I'm going to be able to talk myself in. And the guy that does the estate liquidation, it's a tag sale, no auction, but he will not do any pre-sales. He won't even give you the price of an item. Like in all of his pictures, he turns all the tags on the other side.
Does he really?
Yes, he was a little hard-nosed with me last time, but I thought, you know what? This is my first meeting with him. He needs to know that I'm a buyer. Yeah. And so, like, I paid his price. I didn't talk him out of anything. And then he starts looking at some of the stuff that I'm getting, and he's like, someone knows brands. And I was like, Ferragamo? I don't know. It just looked good.
Never heard of Ferragamo.
Farrah who?
No.
And
I went
and
to
then he started pricing it higher to me.
Oh, okay. So the bad. Can we jump to the bad? Did we
already do the tell me something bad.
Let's do the bad.
Okay.
Most of the estate sale people in this area know me, and I'm not going to say that some might let me come early, and I'm not going to say they wouldn't. But there is one specific lady that she knows what I do, and she knows that I'm reasonably good at it. And so if there is anything without a price on it, I pay more. I can't ask what it is because the price goes up. And I didn't put it in my last video, but because I don't want to have a drama video, but it's real life. She had overalls, like the most expensive clothing she had were jackets at $10. And I asked about some overalls, and they were $15 a pair. And the lady with me was like, well, she didn't say that to me. And I'm like, she knows me. And if I ask, it costs more. That's not common, but I don't doubt it for a bit that some people, they charge.
Yeah, I got like I checked out 3 separate times. Okay. I have a problem. The first time I checked out, this lady priced the clothes because none of the clothes were priced. It said priced at checkout. So I kind of looked. Yeah, I was a little nervous. So I loaded up my entire IKEA bag though. And I said, I got to check out before I keep shopping. And she's given me not even yard sale, like thrift store prices, like $4, $2. We're talking about Missoni.
For the stuff you bought?
Yes.
Woo.
I have a whole haul video coming out on it. Okay. Johnny was like $2, $4, new tags on it.
Wow.
And yes. And so second time I'm like, let me go back and get all the rest of the stuff I didn't get. Well, this other lady won't price me. And I said, well, that lady priced me. Can I wait on her? And then she looks at the liquidator and says, Justin, can you give her prices on clothing? Well, no. He starts pricing me like $8, $10. I'm like, okay, but it's still reasonable. It's all going to come out. Yeah, it's all going to come out in the wash. We drive back over there for the third day, of the sale, our second day going. Some of the stuff was $25.
Oh.
So we went from $2 and $4 to $25 for a skirt set. I was like, okay, you know what? It's still all going to come out in the wash.
Right.
Adam says they do that to them also. John is leaving for work. John, he said, good news is the last night on third shift. John, reach out. I got to have you on here whenever you can come on the show. We would love to talk with you on a Friday night. Abel's Treasures is here. I can't wait for that hail video, by the way.
Video too.
The what's that?
I'm waiting on your video.
Oh, the haul video for the estate sale. Yeah, it's he said haul. Yeah, okay. I thought he was talking about the hail because I mentioned how it was hailing here the other day. I was like, I didn't get a video of it. Yeah, that haul video, you guys, it was insane. But like my husband is so supportive in reselling and you know, he saw me kind of like having this major FOMO, this fear of missing out on Sunday that he just finally like he was getting ready to put up the Christmas lights and he goes, just go change clothes because I had leggings on. He knows I'm not leaving the house like that. He's like, just go change clothes and let's go to the estate sale and drove an hour and a half there, stayed there for an
Worth
hour
it.
and a half with me, and then we drive 30 minutes away and I realized I left a picture. And we
You
go,
gotta
and
come back.
they've already closed. So I call the guy because I have his phone number and he agrees to set it out for me. It's like no one's gonna mess with it in that neighborhood. Just stick it out by the front door because they
Right.
had to drop off a dresser. 30 minutes back. We went another hour. So the 3-hour round trip ended up being a 4-hour round trip.
Mm. Worth it
And
though.
oh, it was totally worth it. He handed me all his cash that morning that I was leaving because I had to leave that. Like I woke up at 3 a.m. Okay, hang on. First of all, we got to talk about something here, okay? I think he knows where I'm going with this. I'll just tell y'all. Okay, so this estate sale was going to start at 9 a.m., right? I don't want to be there at 9 a.m. I want to be first in the door because I've watched your videos. I understand that you need to be there early, right? And I'm like, well, how early is too early? And all I can think about is the video where Scott shows up like 2 days before this estate sale starts. And I'm like, well, I'm not that guy, so I'm not too
I'm
early.
not that guy.
Yeah, and I get there at like between 5 and 6. And I was really excited to be there that early, and I said, "You know, I think the 2 people sleeping by the front door up there is Ching King and his wife." And then I'm going on about this last Friday, you guys, about how Scott got there, you guys, on like a Wednesday, and the sale didn't start until like a Friday or something or a Thursday. And he says in the chat last week, "Rachel, I was kidding."
Okay,
Like
I don't know how anybody it's a 1-minute video, and Melody and I are laughing all the way through it.
you
The
are
fact
not.
the next joke one, because 'cause I've got another one coming out where I'm trying on women's shoes, and Melody's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Some guy wants pictures wearing them, and then I'm gonna have him buy them." It's gonna be a joke, Rachel. Just understand right now,
I
no.
was like, "I haven't seen that yet."
But when I know you'll be watching the thing, and Scott put his foot in that shoe and sold it. I
You
won't
don't
really do that.
understand. Like, you don't understand. I'm not a gullible person, and I am probably one of the most sarcastic people. I've had people tell me, "Rachel, I don't understand when you're being serious because 'cause you're so sarcastic." So, the fact that someone got me with their sarcasm just cracks me up. I feel like we're cut from the same cloth in a lot of ways. Like, I know we like to thrift the same things, but that level of sarcasm, and I'm just like, "I can't believe that you seriously got me."
Well,
I believed it.
that was my front door.
Oh my
Like I was
you
at.
weren't even at an estate
I
sale?
wasn't even at an estate sale. Although this would be the best estate sale ever. Like if you could get in
Yeah,
the house. There's stuff
yeah, if
sitting everywhere that's super cool that we either haven't got listed.
oh, no, he dropped out. He'll be back in, don't worry. He'll pop back in. You guys, I'm just gonna tell you while he's out for a second, he totally got me. And then when he comes back, we're gonna talk about this. Before here he is. Here he is. Hang on.
If I
Let's
see something she doesn't like, you're out of here.
you're out of here. Listen, before we jump on here, we're in the background and he says, I hope like you don't take me by surprise with any questions or anything. He's like, I've been on TV before, but not on like this. And I said, oh, you've been on TV? And he says, yeah, there was that episode of Cops. And I'm like, oh, wait, tell me when we're in the chat so that we can get my actual reactions to it. To which he says, I'm kidding.
I
I thought you had been on Cops.
no, no. I'm not even very fast. I can't run from anybody. It's like even if I mean, if I went to jail, I mean, it'd be good to see the family again, but outside of that,
It'd be good to see the family, man. I can tell. You said something on somebody made a post and they tagged me and you and some other people as like, hey, these folks have been really motivational in my reselling. And I'm like, oh man, someone mentioned me in the same paragraph as you. That's so cool. And right when I'm like thinking that that is so cool, I read in the comments and Scott has says, I feel like Navin when he got his name in the phone book. And if you guys don't get that comment, I'm sorry.
see,
This show might not even be for you.
just log out. But I mean, leave a like before you go, but just get out of here.
Like Navin. Oh, that is just one of the greatest movies ever. So
It truly is.
it is. we raised a girl from the time she was 16 to 18 in our house, a young girl I used to mentor, and we showed her that movie while she's here, right? And she gets to school, and I should preface this by saying that we live our community is not racially diverse whatsoever. And so her classes, I'm sure it was 100% almost white. And she's talking about this movie and says, I was born a poor black child. To which everyone in her class turns around and says
Oh,
that
she's
what
quoting the movie.
she's quoting the movie and they've never seen it, and everything is, not politically correct these days. So how dare she say that? And everyone turns around to her and says, it points at this one girl, the one minority in this class, and says that Abby has like offended her. This girl is Indian, Scott. It's just so funny. They wanted so bad to be offended for her, but yeah, anyway, you couldn't
So, why did you fall in love with this?
with that movie?
No, obviously, if you don't love the movie, you have no heart. But why did you fall in love with reselling?
Oh, probably more than anything because I love vintage. I don't know if I was born in the wrong decade, and if I have like romanticized decades that preceded me, because I'm sure that they weren't as fantastic as I again romanticize them to be, because I've talked to people of other generations and they were at war, they were, you
Mhm.
know, poor, they were picking cotton. But in my eyes, it was all like just what you see on TV, like old Hollywood 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
and like that, like mid-century is the most fantastic thing to me. Everything that come out of mid-century.
Hmm.
Like my husband and I will fall asleep, watching uh uh Perry Mason or even I Dream of Jeannie or anything, like everything from the 40s to the 70s is just like
Yeah,
so cool to me.
yeah. So, I take you did not grow up poor.
No, we didn't have much money. My parents are in the chat. They'd probably argue with you about that. No, we weren't. I mean, we had everything we needed, and my parents sacrificed a lot to give us stuff, but we definitely didn't have much. I mean,
Drew
we
said
had
you
it
just
like,
love to shop.
oh yeah, I love to shop. I get that from my mom. I shouldn't say we don't have much because we had absolutely everything. Like I have what I
That's a
would
lot.
consider a deliriously happy childhood.
Yeah.
My parents, I remember them taking us camping once, and my parents slept
Left
like
you?
out.
Oh,
Do
no.
it.
Go ahead. Finish.
They slept outside so that we could sleep in the bed of the truck just so they could take us camping.
Hmm.
Like, I'll tell you, um, my dad says we were poor. Okay, he said it, so I didn't say it. When my parents got married, Scott, they ate ketchup and water as tomato soup. And it's the true story. So yeah, they didn't have much. My folks were married when they were 16 years old,
To each
and
other?
they yeah, to each other. Yeah, they're still married. And they had my oldest sister when they were 17, my next sister when they were 18, and me when they were 19. So if you can imagine being under 20 years old with 3 kids,
Oh, yeah. I
like,
mean, no, I
yeah.
mean, I can't imagine it. I mean, we just have one, so
Yeah, how old is your child?
24.
Nice. You have a son
Yeah,
or a daughter?
son. But
Nice.
we're still waiting to see if we like that one before we have any more.
Oh, Tracy has an you're gonna your kids can't be that far apart. Tracy said she has this painting that was in I Dream of Jeannie.
What? Oh, I've seen it. I
Cha-ching! What'd you
uh,
sell?
they bought the Melody sold the crumbles and they paid for it. So,
Nice. Steve Martin, yeah, it's Steve Martin. I don't know. I hope I didn't offend anyone with the jerk. Oh, they're wondering what the heck movie we're talking about.
oh, yeah, it was The Jerk. I didn't know they were wondering.
Oh, I can't even type. That's so funny. The jerk. It is a great movie. It's a super great movie. So I forgot to tell you guys the best part. Um, have you guys ever seen what's the movie with Sandra Bullock and they adopt that boy? Um,
The football player?
yeah,
I've
you
never
know the
heard of
movie
him.
I'm talking about. Someone in the chat can say what it's called. So in that movie, she doesn't have like it's his senior year and she doesn't have a baby picture of him because he didn't live with them when he was a baby.
Right.
So she literally prints a picture off the internet, right? And
No.
and she's like, I didn't have a baby picture, so I used this one. It doesn't matter, right? Well, when Abby lived with us, The Blind Side, that's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carissa. So, we didn't have a baby picture of her, and this movie was like quoted all the time in our house at the time. So I print a picture off the internet, and I was like, Abby, please let me put this in the yearbook. And this little baby is black. She's not. And she said, "Yeah, I don't think I can." And then one day I put the child as her like emoji for her Google Classroom. And so when she goes up on the Google Classroom, so we just always had such a good time with it. She's awesome. She has a little boy now. He's 2 years old and he
Mhm.
just turned 2. So that doesn't make me a
Wow.
grandma though, because we only raised her, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't count.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Does that mean that you're gonna be a grandma, Rachel?" No, it doesn't. Can you, imagine a blindside Melanie week? Alright, so you said you had T-shirts that you wanna give away?
I do. I have I have 2 T-shirts,
Nice. Oh, these are ringer tees, that's so cool and vintage.
and then
Oh, that's beautiful. I would expect nothing less from you than to have vintage style T-shirts.
I have a book.
Oh, nice! I need to get this book still. I wish that it was available off of Amazon because 'cause I'm that person that, like,
I told you, give me
boycotts
your address. I would send it.
Amazon, but I wanna buy it from you, though. I wanna
Ah,
support you. Before we give those away, hang on. Tracy wants to know if either of us are selling a lot of Christmas stuff right now.
um, we are selling a lot of ornaments right now. I have just a ton of the 1950s and 1960s blown glass ornaments. I've been selling those.
Oh,
There's some. I don't know how to do this on here. Right up
it's
here above.
opposite.
See back there?
Yeah, I see them. They
There's
look
I've
very
got a bunch of,
mid-century.
but I'm giving all of those away. I've got a friend of mine that has a shop, and he
Wow.
wants them. So, and I don't
Those
like,
look like late 40s, early 50s Santas.
some of them are pretty cool. Like,
They look really cool. I can see
yeah,
their pretty little
yeah.
faces from here. Tracy also said SCOT, she wants a shirt.
Oh, she did spell it right. I don't know how to give them away. I mean, I know how to give them away, but I don't know how to choose.
Hey, Chase, I'm gonna tell Dreaming on a Budget, Chase, skip forward in the video because you're behind. He must have paused us and came back because he just told me the blind side. But he won't see this for a little while. Someone tell Chase in the chat that he's behind, that he needs to skip forward. Drew Rachel says she wants a copy of How to Stay Married Forever. I do. How long have you guys been married?
32 years in a row.
In a row. Wow, you didn't skip any of them?
Not any of them. In our
That's
family, you gotta
awesome.
kinda point that out. So,
Let's see, I'm 36, my sister's 37, 38. My parents just celebrated 39 years, I think.
yeah, in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, in a row.
I wrote the book for our 25th anniversary. It
That is
was,
so cool.
there's 25 steps to staying married forever.
Nice.
It's
So
like
are they
it's
considered like chapters?
this is not heavy reading. Like,
It's
it
satire, I'm sure.
oh, I mean, some of it's real, like the Gumby story is real. I mean, it all happened. It just probably shouldn't have. So, um, but it has nothing to do with reselling. But I have copies of the book, and
Have you ever read the book series? There's like a whole series of these books, and one of them was called, I'm not recommending this book, guys, because there's parts that, especially with language, like I didn't understand when I bought it at the time that there was going to be a little bit of language peppered in, but it's called How to Punch a Dolphin in the Face. Have you ever
no,
read
I
that
haven't
book?
read that.
Okay, that's kind of what I'm imagining, a little more serious version of that. And
No,
he
this is not serious at all. Like, I mean, some of it, I suppose, is, but this is not a serious book.
I
Like,
can't wait to
if
read
you
it.
take my advice on how to be married, you're gonna have a bad day.
Is there like a forward by your wife?
Oh, no. No, 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 because she didn't know I was doing it.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Like, did you watch
Nice.
you didn't watch my last video, did you?
No, I
Then
haven't. I'm sorry.
at the end of my last video, I tell a true story, about Melody, and, when we met, that was in 85, 84. No, it would have been no, it was 84. And anyway, I get old and you lose track of the years. Her plan after it was 85 because she was graduating high school. And her plan after graduating high school was to go to Europe and follow the band Duran Duran around Europe until John Taylor married her. Like for real, like that's
And then
mature.
you stepped in instead.
I mean, I don't have the long hair, but I did then, like
You
past my
messed up the
shoulders.
guy from Duran Duran's
I did.
life.
I did. He's probably a ruined man.
You wrecked his life. If only he knew that he could
Or
be
melodies.
thrifting
I mean, it
vintage
depends
pants right
upon your
now too.
perspective.
Jay says he's caught up now. That's good. And Leanne says, I need a book on how to get married. Do you have one of the, hey, that could be like a follow-up, like a prequel.
Oh, you know, the thing about that though is you just have to be stupid lucky because like I'm I'm not the kind of guy that the only reason that we even met is when I moved to Texas, my best friend is pretty. Like even today, he's just pretty. He's probably watching this. Hey, Steve. And Melody asked me out to meet Steve.
I think,
So
have you
that's how
told
you
that
get
story
married.
before? I feel like you've
Yeah.
told that
Oh, no,
story.
because it's a true story. I don't have to make this stuff up.
No, this is real life. When your life is
Yeah.
this comical.
Yeah. So
you just,
Steve was this really attractive guy. We both worked at the mall, all these little teeny boppers running around, and Melody's super shy. And I was the homely friend that everybody could talk to. So
homely. Wow.
yeah,
Super
oh yeah, like
approachable.
ugly as a mud fence. And so she asked me out to meet Steve. So I married her and I showed her.
Yeah. She'll never
Yeah.
make that mistake
That's
again.
what the book's like.
And you,
Those are the lessons. So
I think this would be a good one, and I feel like I know married people that I could probably get this book for them.
you know, and the side benefit from writing a book like this, again, it has nothing to do with reselling, is I never have to buy a wedding gift again for the rest of my life.
That's true. Giving them
I'm
your
giving them the
reselling
book.
stuff or giving them that book?
They can't tell me they didn't like it. They can't return it.
Ooh,
I have a no return policy anyway, but
that's true. That's true. Trevor said I need to respond to my Instagram messages. I don't see anything from you, Trevor. Is it so far back? Have I left you on unread for weeks? Maybe I don't see anything from you, Trevor. He said that I need to respond to them, but yeah, I've been kind of bad at that lately. Just doing this Vlogmas thing is taking 1,000% of my time right now. A rural squirrel is here. Scott, sounds like me. I met my husband of 30 years in a row while I was on a date with someone else. Nice.
oh.
Getting divorced also stops giving wedding gifts.
Well,
oh, how I miss the Friday nights at the mall days. Nice.
yeah, but she didn't work at the mall, I bet.
Where did you say you worked at in the mall?
I managed Foot Action in the mall when I was 19.
Foot Action, that goes along with your next video with the guy wanting to see you posing with the shoes on.
Oh, yeah.
You should include that. I didn't work at Foot Action all those years to not post these pictures.
If I still had the green polyester pants, I would do that. But
nice. We're super glad to see you here, Angelo. And we have the Sunshine Resellers here as well. Glad to see you here. Okay. We should do a giveaway. Let's give away one of these, give away a t-shirt.
All right.
Okay. We're just going to do a giveaway and then they can pick which one of the 3 things they want. How about that?
Fair enough.
And then we'll give away the other 2 things as well. Okay. So here's what you have to do.
All right.
I want you, don't say it out loud. Okay. Just think thoughts in your head. Do what?
Okay. Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Don't say anything under your breath or out loud. I want you to think about the best thing that you sold this week. Okay. Just the greatest thing that sold within the past week. If you're off by a day or 2, we're not going to stone you. Okay. And we don't run your store, so we'll never know really. You could make this up, to be honest with you. But here's what you have to do. Do you have an idea about what it is?
No. I didn't know there was going to be a test.
There is a test. It's not even multiple choice.
Okay.
Are you ready? Do you think you've thought about what it is? Don't write it down. What are you doing?
Got it. No, I wasn't. I was looking at my solds.
You look personally offended by that. Okay, here's what I want you to do. You brought a piece of paper though, right? Put it up on top of your head and draw a picture of what that item was.
But if I turn around and draw it, I would draw a better picture.
No, that's good. I want it to be
I
worse.
can't draw on top of my head.
Yeah, sure you can.
It's
This
further
is
for me because I have a big head than other people.
listen, this is actually how I test the guests to see if they've ever watched an entire live before because this
I
is not
have, but last week they didn't get something hard. I think they had to draw an elephant or something.
what did Chase draw last week? He drew a phone. That was what he drew, and it was the worst phone ever.
This is going to look like a drunken monkey did it. Okay.
Yeah, his was pretty bad if you're competing. Okay, so let me catch this up real quick. They're talking about you working at the mall. Think of all the vintage sneakers you could have had. There's your
Oh,
title foot
okay.
action
Vintage
man.
sneakers. When I worked at the mall, there was a rookie named Michael Jordan. I had no clue who it was, and I had a pair of Air Jordan 1s that I owned because as the manager, they wanted me to wear them. And I had a red and black signed basketball, and they're gone. Because I think, yeah, as a reseller, I would like to have those so that I could get them gone again. But
I bet your 24-year-old has them. He took them before he moved
my
out.
son doesn't care about that stuff. All right,
I'm
ready?
gonna comment guess in the chat, and then you show the picture, and the first person to guess it, let me know. Okay, ready?
We don't even know if the pen worked.
Okay, let's find out together. And he's a little Minecrafty, so show it to us, and you'll have to hold it in front of the camera for a second. Go ahead and show us what you drew. Hold it there for a second while it focuses, because right now it's just a white piece of paper. Hold it still now.
Well, I'm trying.
Okay, wait. We can't see it yet. Hold on. Hold still. It was just starting to come in focus. Okay, leave it there. Oh, come on. Okay, we have ornament, shirt. Is anyone?
Melanie, is she the first one that said shirt?
Yes.
It's a shirt.
I think so. Book, shoes, angel. I thought that was a great shirt. Courtney guessed jean jacket. Drew said a turd. A turtle. Blurry denim video game. So it was a shirt. Tell us about the shirt. Okay, so a shirt was the best thing you sold this week.
This shirt is slicker than butter on a bald monkey. It is a I picked this up.
Okay, it looks like a men's dress shirt. Is that like denim or chambray?
No, that is a 1970s Wrangler, and it's completely distressed. It's completely faded. There is a place on it where they had sewn on a pencil pocket, and if you'll notice, it's darker at the bottom than it is all the way up. It's because he had his shirt tucked in when he wore it outside, and it faded. And it was completely worn out and trashed with patches, not patches, but fixed spots and holes. And
how much did this sell for?
It not a ton. I've got more before, but
wow. Okay, 72.24.
Right. If the more worn out they are, you can get a lot more than that for them. So, whoa,
nice.
Pittsburgh picker.
Oh, thanks so much, Adam. Just happy to be here. Oh, we're happy that you're here. I know. Now, last week I kind of wanted to be in their live, but I needed to be hosting you guys. They were having giveaways last week, and now Adam usually does a Thursday night show, but since Thursday was Thanksgiving, he jumped over on Friday night.
Melanie said she wants a shirt.
She wants okay, a shirt is fine. She wants to know, did your Wrangler shirt have pearl snap buttons?
Oh, yes.
Nice. I should have kept all my dad's dress shirts when he passed away. I'd be rich. So how did you know that the Wrangler shirt was from the 70s? Was it the font or the tag or the RN number?
Well, the RN number doesn't typically change.
Okay.
For Wrangler, it'll be a static RN number. Some of it's the cut. I don't know if you could tell, but it kind of had the batwing collar with the extended collar on it.
Yeah, like those really pointy.
Right.
Gotcha. Right. So it was more the style.
More the style in the tag. The tag had it was made in the USA, which automatically backs it up some, but
sure.
And some of it you can just tell.
I just know that you probably use font the way I use font. I'll look at a font and be like, oh, that's from the 40s. That's from the 60s. Do you do the same thing?
Oh, no, absolutely. Like, I mean, your font is breaking up as you're talking to me, but
Oh, sorry.
um, the font tells you a ton that you can
Yes.
narrow down at least the era with the font.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I picked up Christmas ornaments the other day, and it was because of the packaging and the font that I was like, "Oh, well, I can tell when these were made." Like, I mean, and I feel like if you're going to deal in vintage, that's like I don't deal in selling Jordans, but people that sell Jordans can look at them from across the room and tell you about them. And people that want to sell in vintage, you have to start familiarizing yourself with the way these
Right.
100% cotton feels, the way the difference in a paper tag and a silk tag, or what a union
Right.
label looks like, or what fonts look like. Like if what real leather feels like versus anything else.
Yeah.
The qualities of like these vintage material, what nylon feels like. If you are selling vintage and you don't know what nylon
Right.
feels like, you're leaving stuff on the table.
Especially if you shop at the bins, because if you can feel what the fabrics are as you're digging through the bin, you will find better stuff.
Yeah. Adam says that $10 super chat, thank you so much, Adam, is for my bins. I'm going
Are you getting the
back.
bins?
Well, I'm going back to Kentucky tomorrow. We're going to watch a Christmas parade, but while we're there, I am going to test drive a pink Mercedes that I found.
Really?
Oh, it's pink. Let me see if I can find a picture to show you and everyone in the chat that hasn't seen it. I posted it on my Instagram.
I
It's
don't
not a
think you could
Benz,
drive a Benz where I live. I think
it's a
they'd run you out of town.
GLK. It's not even a Benz. It's the GLK model. It's the SUV. Look at this.
It's pink. It looks like
Oh, it's
you would
pink.
like you're high up at Mary Kay.
It's got pink rims. This is not Mary Kay pink.
Okay. You just tell yourself that.
It is so pink. And the lady that has it is 73.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she just loves colorful vehicles and she will like scour the country. She's getting rid of it because she found the other color that she wants. Leanne said she has a denim vintage fire retardant Wrangler shirt that she was going to throw away.
No, 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 no. You don't
And
throw it
don't do
away. And sometimes they want the fire retardant if it's got that little orange tag on it, because it makes other people think that they've worked before in their lives, even though they've never been outside the
that. Like
coffee
wearing
shop.
Carhartt.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a man that comes into my workplace a lot. He is 85-ish and told me he has some overalls he wore as a kid. He wants to give them to me. Take them.
Yeah, you go get them. Chosen Goods had a super chat for you.
I haven't even seen it. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I see it now.
Well, it may have been for me just based on how she addressed it.
She did say, babe. I bet it was for you. Hey, babe, I got to run tonight. Brain blessings over the show. Bye, Carissa. Super glad that you're here and always a super amazing help moderating me also. But thank you so much for the super chat as well. That's going into the bins fund
Do you
also.
have somebody helping moderate you?
Carissa does and Jennifer Hayes. Courtney, I think,
Oh,
has a wrench as well. There's
maybe
not a
that's
whole
who
lot of
kicked me off earlier.
do it.
Maybe that's who kicked me off. Yeah,
It probably is. Carissa deleted someone's chat once, so
she showed them.
because they liked white chocolate and she didn't, or maybe because she did like white chocolate and they didn't. Leanne said she's gonna go list a Wrangler shirt.
She needs to.
Yeah, and it had pearl snap buttons, she said. She said she doesn't think she'd have the heart to sell them. She'd want to save those pants because they belong to that sweet old man. I'm self-home secluding tomorrow, Georgia versus Alabama. Was that you?
It was.
What did you just cha-ching?
It was another trinket box. It's these trinket boxes are, this one is Halcyon Days.
Oh, that's a brand I've not. That looks tiny. That looks like the size of a quarter.
Like that big. Yeah.
Wow.
And we've got $200 to $300 for some of them. It depends upon how rare they are. But I bought almost 100 of them at a sale. They were $20 a piece. So 30, I don't make much, but some of them we got 300 for. So it was worth it to buy them all to not pick through them.
Yeah, that's what I keep trying to tell myself about the few items I think I might have overpaid for at the auction. I'm like, it'll all come out in the wash.
What it is with these, Melody really, really wanted these. And so, I mean, it's not that big a deal. I mean, we bought, I think we bought 84 of them total. And we made our money back on the first 4 or 5.
Holy cow. Does she want them because she wants to sell them or she wanted to keep some of them?
To sell them. I don't
Which one
think
of you guys loves vintage more?
um, I don't know. It depends
There
upon
has
what
to
we
be a
were
winner.
talking
There's
about.
no participation trophy.
Well, I
Pick
mean,
a
I
winner.
win everything. I mean, she's not in the chat.
I
So
was about to say, is she within earshot? Did she hear you saying that?
she would just roll her eyes. And she wouldn't even
I would love
respond
to see
anymore.
her make more of an appearance in front of the camera on your Instagram and on your YouTube both.
When I say that she's shy, I mean, that's not like make believe. Like she really, she just barely talks to me. I assume that's
Really?
because she's shy.
She's just like, what are you? I've only sold one thing since we've been on here.
That was another one.
Okay, I'm going out looking for trinket boxes. Hey, Annie, Ching King's selling all the trinket boxes ever created in the world over here tonight. Carissa, we love you back. And she's enjoying getting to know you here too. Jesse spelled your name right. I don't know
Yeah.
what is that emoji? Can you see? I'm half blind.
They're happy party hat people.
Oh, it's a party hat. Okay. I gotcha. Good Lord, you are the Cha-Ching King. That's why he's the king.
For all you know, Melody's downstairs just buying 1-cent things so that it makes me feel good.
Do you see this? What female presence does?
Yeah.
I only show up on Thursdays and Sundays to talk to Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. I'm from Michigan, so the Wolverines fan would love to see them in a championship. Do you enjoy sports, Scott?
I mean, I didn't play sports. Like, I mean, I would run if the other kids chased me, but for the most part, I like watch the Cowboys.
Did they chase you?
No, not the Cowboys. Like I've never met them, just the other kids.
Nice, nice. Okay, so my bad stuff that's happening over on eBay lately, I don't know if it's
That was a
bad or
very smooth transition, by the way.
yeah, I just jumped into something else entirely. That's what a segue. So my dad's laughing at you for saying not to get. Yeah, you and my dad would get along really well and have some kind of conversation. I don't know which one of you would believe in the other, but one of you guys would talk each other into something. But my bad. Tell me how you're dealing with this. And I don't know. Do you put best offer on your stuff? Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I need to stop.
I have best offer on almost everything.
Me too. Everything almost. Unless I'm just like, I'm realistically not going to take less than $9
Right.
that this thing is listed for or something, you know.
Right. Right.
I thought that eBay was rolling out immediate payment with offer acceptance, and I am still getting offers, accepting them, and the buyer taking days if they ever pay. Does this happen to you as often as it happens to me? Because sometimes I feel a little alienated because people are like, why do you have so many people do that, Rachel? Like I'm doing something wrong.
It happens all the time. But let me tell you why we do best offer, because I would never turn it off now that I know how well it works. One is, yes, I get more offers. And if I'm having a slow day, we can take some offers and get some stuff moving. But first and foremost, if I get especially a lowball offer, let's say I've got like a 64 Buick Riviera listed for $10,000 and a guy sends me a $5 offer. What that does is it allows me to go in and look at the feedback that they leave other sellers. Because I want to know that if they're straight running crazy, they don't get a good deal. Like I don't have to discount it for somebody that's just ugly on there, somebody that constantly leaves negative feedback. And I mean, to me, that's a big deal that I get to see that, and I'm willing to wait on payments for the offers that I do accept or the counter offers that I make. And I agree, it makes no sense for eBay to. Like, I don't have a clue what their business model even looks like that would allow you to buy something, and because there's a ton of solutions for it. They could have the person buy it, but it remains for sale to other people until they write the check. But I want to see the feedback they leave other people really bad. So in addition to extra sales, I get to find out if they use the feedback as a weapon. You know,
I don't I can say that I've checked buyers feedback to see what their feedback is, but like you're bringing to the forefront of my mind here, checking how they feedback other people, and you can only do that from the computer though, not from the app, right?
Right. Well, now if they send you a question without an offer, then you can go through and look at, oh, here now the party started.
Drew's here.
If they just send you a question, then you can go in and look at the feedback that they leave other people. But otherwise, if they make an offer, you have to go to the computer. And so we'll just wait till we get to a computer to look, because
Gotcha.
I really am not taking an offer from somebody that, they've left 40% negative feedback, for things like
That's smart.
the color was orange and not sherbet. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're not gonna be happy with me because I don't know the difference. So
Hidden Isle says that he has a lot of people do the same thing, and Adam said up here that he has, yes, happens all the time. I just sometimes when I mention that either in a live or in a video, I just have people come at me afterwards and they're like, Rachel, what are you doing that you have so many people not pay? I'm like, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
yeah.
I think it's just like you say, there are so many solutions. I mean, on Poshmark, you can make offers. A buyer can make an offer, and Poshmark immediately pulls the money out. They are in their
Right.
infancy in comparison with eBay. Like, I mean, they are a brand new app in comparison with how long has eBay been around? What year?
I started in 99 on my
Yeah,
account,
so
like
I mean,
before that.
yeah,
So one of the issues that eBay has is that the engine that they've built this on is also an old engine. And for the most time, for the most part, during all of this time, all they've done is gone in and make adjustments and changes, and they haven't done many complete overhauls. So you're looking at an antiquated engine and trying to make it run in modern times. So
Christy brings up a good point. After 4 days, it goes to non-payment. And I always, like here lately, especially, I let it go all the way to non-payment because I want them to report it. I want it like a ding on their account because I'm petty. It's the only recourse that I have. And then, she doesn't worry about it. But like some of the items that I have right now that are waiting on payment are winter hats. It's Q4, it's before Christmas. They're vintage winter hats, and they're just sitting there. They're not available to anyone else. While this buyer thinks about whether or not they want to actually pay for the offer that they made me.
it's definitely not just you.
Thanks. That makes me feel better. Melanie says she thinks 1995, so I was 10. A lot of this is overseas sellers, and the only way for them to see the true shipping cost is to have an offer accepted. Oh, okay.
That may be. That's interesting.
Drew's talking about going to Knoxville on a Saturday during football season. And Drew says for Vlogmas coffee. Oh my gosh, I need to send you a super chat for Vlogmas coffee. Like, he knows he's doing Vlogmas right now too. And you guys, it's just late because you film the majority of your day for this vlog for the next day.
I don't know what Vlogmas is, and I didn't want to say anything.
Oh, okay. Well, it's you know what a vlog is, like a video blog.
Yes.
You talk about like everything throughout your day. You're taking your people for YouTube around on your day. Well, Vlogmas.
I got my niece and my mom and Melody.
Me, I'm watching. I just haven't seen the last one. I think a lot of people watch your stuff. I think you like put out even more consistent content, because how many videos do you have? Do you post every week, do you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Two videos a week typically. I
Never
started.
Mind, you're plenty consistent. I just need to catch up. Forget everything that I said.
No, I mean, most of what we're doing here is faking it, and I realize you don't. Have you even subscribed? Show me your channel.
I'll show you right now. I was about to say, are you crazy? Are you serious? I've subscribed with notifications on, and I get your notifications.
I think I have just over 50 videos.
Oh, okay. Well, you probably do post more consistently than what I thought.
I don't know. This last video, and I don't have enough experience with YouTube, so I put out this last video, and I was like, this one's sick. This one is so good. I've got such nice stuff in it, and I lost 3 subscribers, and it had no views, and I was like, oh.
I know. Sometimes I think like so getting back to what Vlogmas is, and then I'll tell you about my Vlogmas thus far. So on December 1st, you start daily vlogs until Christmas.
Oh.
So Scott, film your entire day, and at the end of the day, edit that because it has to be up the next morning, and then get up and film your whole day, and then edit it, and then it has to be up the next morning, and then get up for 25 days in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably not going to do that.
It's a lot. And then here we are live.
This December 1st. Next year on December 2nd, I'll do one. And then if I live 25 years, I will put out like, a quarter century one.
It's a lot. Drew made me feel better with his yesterday because I was like, I wanted my vlogs to be 5 to 10 minutes, and they're like 15 to 17 minutes so far. And his yesterday was like 27 minutes. So I was like, okay, I feel better now because he had a long what sold inside of his.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, so my first one went off really, really well, premiered 1 of 10. The second one was like 3 or 4, and today is like 8. I don't know, 6 or 8. I was like, "Am I getting more boring as the vlogs go on?" I hope not. People are still showing up to the premieres and everything, but I don't know. I was 11 in 1999, in case anyone was wondering. 11,
I was
okay, so
wondering. Yeah.
so he and my husband are the same age that you were wondering. You were just sitting here thinking, "I wonder how old
Yeah, I
Ned
was.
is."
Like, if we hadn't cleared that up, I wouldn't be able to focus.
I know. Now we can get on. Usually I should go back and forth. Yeah, my husband's younger than me. He was born in 88 also. It also opens the
Wow.
floor for negotiation and conversation. That's true. And
That
I don't decline offers. I will come back with something, even if I'm
well,
not coming off a whole lot. I don't decline them because they
I
were
don't if
interested
they're
enough to make me
crazy.
an offer. Do
Like, if
what?
I look at the feedback they leave and they left a horrible offer and they leave horrible feedback, I don't need those people in my life. So I cut them
Yeah.
loose.
I've been on eBay since 1997 and non-payment buyers have gotten away with it for years. And that was back when they could snail mail you a
Yeah.
check or money orders. I love hearing you guys talk about those days of eBay. Write a book about that. Yeah, I prefer the Vols. Oh, they're still talking football over there. Drew says it was a what sold. Yeah, it was a what sold video. So he said today's video was 12 minutes. Today's video made me a little bit jealous because like my fun thing in today's video was that I took the kids to Sonic and we like they
And
got
left them.
shakes and
Oh, okay.
it probably looked like I take my kids to get shakes after school all the time, and that's the first time this whole school year that that's happened. And Drew's fun thing was that they went to Epcot after school.
Wow.
I
It's
was
just a
like,
different.
yeah, I'm that was pretty cool. Vlogmas, couldn't you just go live for a while each day and call it good? I don't know.
Ooh, that's
I,
actually a pretty good idea. No
somebody
editing.
said something about going live when I uploaded one the other day and it was silent. And I was like, I just like silent films.
Next year for Vlogmas, do one of these every day for 15 minutes.
For 15 minutes, yeah. She passes right over my stupid comments. I do not. I try to pick up through your stupid comments and get the good ones, Drew. Must be why you like some of them. You just chinged again?
Well, now some of this is they make an offer,
Yeah,
and
that's one
then Melody
cha-ching. And they
accepts it,
pay.
and then they pay. So
Nice.
it's not that many.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good. It makes you look
I'm
like the king.
so glad it happened now and not before people were listening.
Yeah, I know. And you'd be like, "Oh, everything's going off right now before the live." Oh, just so you guys know, Scott was sitting there waiting and waiting. I told him earlier I'd be in early, like 5 to 10 minutes early, and I'm waiting on him. And I'm like, he must have got real busy. I'm sure he's selling $1 million worth of stuff on eBay and over there being the eBay goat and stuff. He was waiting on me to
Yeah.
send him a link, which I did over an hour ago.
She's panicking.
He almost didn't make it. We're old, but I'm happy. My next Social Security check comes in 12 days. Well, can't
Woohoo.
complain about that. So if they don't pay, it seems like it does relist, but if they pay and want to cancel, then it doesn't. Sorry, old topic, but it was researching it. Yeah, I think you're correct. You have to relist it yourself. I think yeah, you used to have to relist it yourself if they didn't pay, but now you don't have to automatically. I don't know. I'm not
That has been inconsistent for me though, the relisting. Some of them I've had to go in and do it, and others that it's relisted on its own. So
yeah.
I do like it that it cuts it off at 4 days and and cancels it for them, and that it removes their feedback if they leave you anything. So
Right. Yeah, and I've had people tell me, like, if they buy something on Monday and they're like, "Oh, I'll pay you Sunday." I'm like, "eBay will cancel it by then." You know, out of my hands because you can't even override that anymore.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
if they don't pay, I don't know if you can. And
no, I'm pretty
typically not. I'll tell them, you need to, like, I mean, you can't charge it till your hunchback brother straightens up. I want my money.
yeah, you used to be able to, like, override that, and you could just send it to that after 4 or 5 days or whatever,
Right.
but now, like, eBay automatically does that. They're
Yeah.
talking about the joys of being a Floridian. I felt like I was in Florida today. It was 71 degrees here today
Yeah.
in Missouri in December. That is insane. I remember several years ago it was in the 60s in November and we thought it was a heat wave. So yeah, that's pretty nuts. She's really not. I am so all business, Drew. He wants you guys to think I'm not. I'll be there December 11th through 15th. We got annual passes again. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
I don't know if I've been to Florida.
You have never been to Florida?
I don't think I've been to Florida.
Really? Do you travel around much? Are there many states that you frequented?
You mean like as an adult?
Or as a child?
Well, as a child, we hit a ton of them, but I don't really remember. You know, I had an unconventional childhood. So,
Gotcha.
but as an adult, I know I've never been to Florida. So, but yeah,
Really?
Melody
Well,
and I do the I-35 corridor a lot in Colorado.
you should go to Florida sometime. That's where my family lives, is in
Is that
Florida.
why I should go?
Yeah, they're really cool
I
people.
don't think they're gonna know me.
I mean, they're here now. They see you. What makes you think they wouldn't recognize you? It was 37 degrees in New Hampshire today. That was our heat
Wow.
wave for the week. Dang. 75 in St. Louis. Drove around with the top down on the convertible.
Oh,
I put
man.
shorts on, like, to go pick up my kids. No Florida for me either. You guys have not been to Florida.
Mm-mm.
Melanie, where are you from though? Because I really enjoyed your
Oh,
Southern accent in your video. Took well over a week at eBay, never canceled a $1,700 buyer. Wow, never paid. I had to do it myself. Was this
Trash to
recent?
cash. I had one that did that too, that, it wasn't a big sale like that, but I had to go in and Drew cracks me up. I had one I had to go in and cancel myself.
Don't encourage Drew. How many have you been to as a chimp?
What has he heard?
Oh boy, every state but Oklahoma, Missouri, and Alaska. Wait just a second. Wait just a second. You've been to every state except for mine and two others. What do you have against? Okay, I can understand. I've been to every state but Alaska. Like, that's kind of out of the way. But you went to Hawaii before you came to Missouri?
I mean, to be fair, they may have intentionally skipped Missouri.
He's been to South Dakota, though. Like, nobody goes there. He's been to Rhode Island. Okay, he's kind of close to that. Let me pick some other obscure place. You went to Idaho. Sorry, Hoogs, if you're still here. And you didn't come to Missouri? I'm almost offended by that. I went to Florida a couple years ago. My husband had a conference there. It was pretty nice. My dad said, "We know you now. Come on down."
You might want to watch the rest of this, just see how it goes.
Oh no, the Hoogs are still here. They said, "Whoa."
That hurt like a
Chrissy's
fist.
never been to Missouri either. Have you been to Missouri, Scott?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, we drive straight through. We don't stop or anything, but yes, we've been there.
Same, but add Arizona and New Mexico. Hey, Idaho's the best. Watch it. Have you seen our garage sales? Yeah, that's true. What's in Missouri? Me, first of all. I'm just kidding. What's in Missouri? In my little area of Missouri, a lot of farmland. We have cotton and soybeans and Curly's Ridge and some Civil War sites. There's not a whole lot in Missouri. It's just, why would you not come here? I don't understand how you could have like less than 5% of the states you've never been to and Missouri be one of them. Wow, I don't know her, everyone. She is offending. I've been to all states but 5. Wow, a rural squirrel. Have you been to Missouri? Been to Kansas City, Missouri. That's as far into misery I go. Oh boy, don't let Kansas City speak for the whole state. Don't even let the northern half of our state speak for the rest of us. Great concert venues, barbecue, and a free zoo. We do have St. Louis Zoo is free, and they're great. Drew says the Arch. Us Idahoans need to stick together. Sorry again about saying that about Idaho, you guys. We will come get some potatoes really soon and
Oh,
some
wow.
good yard sale and
She
trip
just
stuff.
doubled down.
I would love to visit actually Idaho and Utah. Utah, not for the thrifting. I want to go like see, the different sites and everything, all the natural beauty that Utah has. Well, I'm checking it off the list when I come to the estate sale that you've been talking about. It's in Kentucky. America's only pig museum is here, where pigs fly farm. Okay. Is that where? What state is that in? Oh, Busch Stadium. Duh, the Cardinals.
Wait. Pig Museum. Let's go back.
I don't. Yeah, I know, right?
Okay,
America's only
but
pig
her
museum.
name or his name is Where Pigs Fly Farm. Do you
Yeah,
have the museum?
we need to know. Inquiring mind. We have questions. They haven't said anything yet. Washington State and Rhode Island are two states I would like to visit. Hasbro for Rhode Island and Wizards of the Coast for Washington. Magic and Transformers. That's pretty niche. Um, ooh, taters. Drew loves and when I make mashed potatoes, let me just tell you guys, we're not even kidding when we talk about a love of potatoes, okay? But when I make mashed potatoes, Drew fills up on them until he cannot move for like the rest of the evening. And I'll make homemade mashed potatoes, and that's what he takes as like race fuel on ultra marathons and stuff. We just got back from Utah yesterday. I've got 18 states left to visit. P in Pacific Northwest is my comfort climate. My dad used to want to move to Seattle for like a few months. Come to southern Utah, Rachel. It is absolutely breathtaking. Yes.
I bet it is.
Northern Arizona is the prettiest area I've ever been to. And I can't imagine going a little further up how much beautiful like what that would even look like in Utah. Is that where you're at, Jill? Ever since Bacon Museum. Okay, here's the worst pigs fly. We are located in Lynn, Missouri, 1.5 hours from St. Louis. Where is Lynn, Missouri? I gotta look this up and
It's
go to
an
the
hour
pig
and a
museum.
half from St. Louis.
Which direction? It could be south. If it's south, then they're only an hour and a half from me. I'm gonna look it up right now. Are vegans welcome at the pig museum? I mean, is it like pigs for slaughter type of museum or we love animals? Oh crap, I have been to Missouri. I was in Kansas City. We got drunk and stumbled across the border. Were you in Kansas City, Kansas or Kansas City, Missouri? I live in Idaho, work in Washington. Utah is scenic. I was raised in Utah. A lot of beautiful areas to visit north and south. A lot of PF temples. What does PF temples mean, Scott?
A temple?
It says a lot of PF temples.
It's in Utah, and you don't know what that means. I think that means of, and it's a typo.
Oh, a lot of temples. Okay.
I mean, I would assume.
I think this one's going over my head. Do they mean for like churches?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, I'm so like Carla, it's
No,
okay.
it's like on the side of everybody's head, so they have a
Oh
lot
yeah, I
of.
have two of those. St. Louis also has the Blues, Bowling Art, History Museum. My happy place is Sedona. I have been to Sedona. Have you ever been there?
No.
I have been there. We hiked there. Yes, we are less than an hour from Zion National Park. That's where I want to go. I'm looking up Lynn, Missouri. Okay, Lynn is 3 hours and 50 minutes from me. And it is, I don't know where it's at. It zoomed back out now, but it's 4 hours from here. So I think they are like west of St. Louis, an hour and a half.
But it's
Y'all
a
Missouri
pig
Tigers.
museum.
Trevor's a Missouri Tigers fan, but he didn't have any signal. Latter-day Saints. That's the church I couldn't think of. I almost said something else, but is that what you were talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And then they have Mormons there too, right? Mormon temples. What? We don't have any Mormons in Missouri? I'm just saying that we're not a super diverse community.
I
Not
bet
to
that you
offend
do have some
anybody.
Mormons in Missouri. I'm just going to bet that you do.
Not in my part of Missouri. We have some Mennonites, but there are no Mormons. I'm like I told
They've got a
Yakov one day,
gate in
there's
her
not a
community
Jewish
and
person
it
that lives in
keeps
this town
out
either.
Mormons.
Do what?
I said you've got a gate in your community that keeps out Mormons.
We might, for all I know. There are no Mormons here. And I was just saying, I told Jake Yakov once that I like in real life around here, I've never met a Jewish person. We have no diversity, Scott. So yeah,
Okay.
if you guys are Mormon or Jewish, you're representing your entire community to me. Just keep that in mind. Near Jefferson City. Oh no, we love animals. We are also an animal rescue, which is why I now sell on eBay, raising money for the
Oh, that's
animals.
awesome.
Oh, what is your eBay store? That's incredible. I mean, I love animals. That's why I don't eat them. Scott, you can't say that's incredible. You eat animals.
I do. But Ella, who is in my niece, is
Yeah?
not. She's a
She's a
vegetarian.
vegan too.
Yeah. She takes care of
Gotcha.
animals. She volunteers with a lady taking care of, like, I don't know, it sounds like 600 cats. It may not be that many, but it sounds like a ton.
Do you think this is in relation to you talking about our gate?
I don't know. I don't know. That's probably the person who decides whether or not you're monetized.
Probably. I love animals. I expected there honestly to be a little more chatter about what I said. Trash to cash, that's why we went over the border. Extra hour of drinking. I was young. Oh boy. Actually lived in Columbia, Missouri for a bit. Yeah, those Mormon books are worth a lot. Well, if I ever find any around here, I will be shocked and I will buy them.
Yeah.
So I know that your eBay journey is not all butterflies and rainbows. So, has anything really ugly happened recently or in your lifetime on eBay that you think we could learn something from?
Um, I mean, of course, like everybody, I occasionally get negative feedback. Um, I think that I read a lot of people, they get negative feedback and they leave it. I've had an account since 99 and my feedback is over 5,000, almost 6 now, somewhere in the range. And I don't have one on there anymore. So I have attacked every single one of them that's come on and got them removed and kept talking to people until I did.
So
So,
what, like do you go first to the buyer to see if they'll revise it?
no, most of the buyers that leave negative feedback, like most of them, their problem wasn't even with me. It's they're not happy people, and they so typically the first thing that I look for if somebody leaves negative feedback is I look for a mistake in what they've written.
Mm.
So because if there's something, what the person on the far end is, they need a reason to write down why they removed that feedback. And if there is something that is false in their feedback, your odds of getting it removed are better. Now, some people will just remove the feedback and leave the negative. That hasn't happened to me. I've been able to get every single one removed. So there are none. If you scroll through all 5,000 of the feedback that I've had left, there's not one negative. I did get 2 of them this year. And one of them, the lady was, she was genuinely insane. Like
Not a good crazy, as my dad would
no,
say.
not like a vegan, like insane. And she left feedback that had like, it had nothing to do with anything that at
You could
all
have controlled.
in reality. And so that one was actually really easy to get removed. And the other one that I got this year, I got a lowball offer on a flag. I bought at a flag store, like they hundreds of flags, and I got this really really low offer. I checked the feedback that they have, and they don't leave anything but negative feedback. So I declined the offer and I blocked him. I was like, I don't need
Good
that in my
call.
life. I would give away the flag before I did that. And then the flag sold like 30 minutes later. They paid for it. I sent it off. They didn't make an offer. They just bought it. I sent it off. And then like 2 weeks later, negative feedback. But the negative feedback said, I'm leaving you negative feedback because you blocked my husband's account. We got the flag and we love it, but you shouldn't block people for no reason. And
Wow.
again, if you ever get negative, that one's so easy to get removed because
Yeah.
the buyer cannot bypass the system, the blocking system to buy something. They're not allowed to do that. So, but almost always when people are angry when they leave negative feedback, they make a mistake in the
Mm.
feedback.
That's a
And if
good
there's a
point.
mistake made, so that's the ugly side of eBay, but it has a negative impact on our business.
Mhm.
So I'm not leaving them if I can get them removed. I'm sure eventually somebody's going to write one that is vanilla enough that it sticks, but so far it hasn't.
I'm gonna
So
buy from your store just so I can.
we'll
I'm
see it
just
now. I've
kidding.
got proof. You'll have to erase this whole blog.
Ah, dang, this interview's going off.
I've already
Um,
blocked Drew because he said that he's going to start scamming people at the
oh
last.
yeah,
That's
he
right.
did,
So
so you had to block him. He's had his
yeah,
account so much longer than me. Um, wow, I mean, that's really good though that, like, you're giving good advice about don't just take that lying
don't
down.
take it lying down.
I had let's see, I had a neutral that doesn't really affect, your standing. So like some of them, I just feel like a neutral, I'm not going to come to the buyer and ask them to revise it because why poke the bear, right? If they revise
Right.
it, they might just go ahead and make it red.
Yeah. I don't think that they
Um,
can go in a worse direction when they
oh,
do that.
really?
I don't think so.
Okay,
And
well,
I
maybe.
get I get the neutrals removed if I can as well.
Is
Like I
Larry
don't.
serious? I have no negatives and
Ooh, look at
20,536
Larry go.
feedback.
That's awesome.
You guys are embarrassing me with my low feedback. Insane people on eBay are amazing. Once had someone sending me messages all day, took forever to realize that this isn't even someone that bought anything from me. Oh my gosh. Tell me though, like, do you at what point do you leave feedback for a buyer after they bought something?
You broke up on me pretty bad.
At what point do you leave feedback for a buyer after they bought something? Like, when do you leave feedback for
Oh,
them,
I
or
leave
do you?
feedback when they pay. I have it set up
Immediately.
automatically. Yeah. For me, and it's had no impact on me. The feedback for a buyer has absolutely no value whatsoever because you can't leave anything other than a positive, and you can't leave a positive with a negative comment. You can actually get your account dinged for that. So
Really? I didn't know
you
that.
can't leave a positive and say that you never paid or,
Hmm.
you can't do that. You're not supposed to do that.
I have one neutral. Christy says eBay removed the actual comment but didn't remove the rating. Makes me mad, but it's almost time for it to clear my account.
Yeah,
But
after a year, it's gone.
yeah, and the neutral won't affect like your percentage.
Right. But
We
Christy,
have
you can hate them forever.
you're allowed to. Adam, I thought that this said we have 3,000 negatives. I was like, what are you
Woo!
selling? Bags of dog poop? Like,
Use dog food.
that would be pretty bad. Who was it? I don't think it was Noelle, but who was it that was selling manure in bags and like
Oh,
putting them
really?
in flat rates and stuff? I'm like, I feel like the post office should know. You know how you have to mark like cremated remains? I feel like you should have to mark like animal feces, like special handling. Isn't that disgusting?
I I I've seen too many packages ripped open to be male manure.
That's what is going like our packages are being sent around with manure, used acorns. It's a bad business. I leave a feedback saying thanks for the business and hope they see it and return the favor by leaving me good feedback. And I have buyers sometimes ask, like, hey, I left you good feedback.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I might need to turn mine to auto because I don't have time to go in there and I
Ours
probably have time.
ours is
I
just
don't
automatic because
I
I
guess I need to do
can't
that.
say anything specific if they did anything wrong. So we have some generic positive comments that we leave, and if they bought it and paid for it, they need a positive. But
That's true. And so it's almost like a thank you card. Like I use thank you cards to set the stage, and I'm out right now to set the stage while they're opening it, like they're to create a good positive atmosphere. They're already
right.
happy. Oh, look, oh, she was gracious and full of gratitude that I bought this. And it gives them a better mood when they're unboxing. And so
Yeah.
hopefully they will like the item more, they will like me more. So leaving automatic feedback is kind of the same, right?
Yeah. And we package things fairly nicely.
I mean, if manure, no, this wasn't composted, Hillary. This was just manure. I can't remember who it was. A good business. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's business is different, but that was different. Ours is automatic after they leave us feedback. Oh, I can do that, huh? Okay. Understand where are you? Oh, they're still talking about the wedding. I'm excited about that. I asked Adam and Sarah to share their registry somewhere. She's only on registered on Amazon so
Who's
far,
getting married?
also.
I have a gift.
Pittsburgh Picker. Yes, you do know. I got their address around here somewhere. I need to send you their address. You've got to mail them one of those. I actually had the positive feedback removed lately for lewd remarks about shoes I modeled for the buyer.
Oh, no.
I sold pantyhose once, and a guy left some really lewd comment about that, and eBay would not take it off.
Really?
Yep, about him talking about how
Wow.
much he enjoyed those pantyhose, and I was like, "Can you please take I don't care if it's positive, will you please take this off?"
You
And they
know,
would not.
you ask about the ugly, and sometimes eBay doesn't do a good job with that. Some of the messages you get, I have this right here. This doll, it's part of that massive doll collection. But this is an anatomically correct doll. This thing.
Oh.
And I got a question about that I just took the doll down. Like, I'm just gonna find somebody to give it to or something. It never occurred to me somebody would have an ugly comment, and they wanted more pictures. Like, it was like, yeah,
Oh.
I'm out, you know.
I never thought about that. I probably will not pick up anatomically correct dolls now, because I never would have thought that.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Adam. Before you get out of here, I just wanted to thank you real quick. That really does mean a lot, and you'll at least pay for our trip to go over to test drive this car tomorrow. Thank you so much. Yeah, Scott, like people blow my mind with the things that you think are totally safe for work, safe for family items that you're listing, and
right.
then you're just like,
Yeah.
I never would have dreamed that was someone's thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm surprised that doll didn't get taken off anyway. I had a cookie jar very similar to that got taken off. They said that it was racist.
Oh, well, and maybe it is. Maybe it's something I shouldn't be listing anyway. So
I had the words Black
know.
Americana in my title. I think everyone should be able to be proud of their heritage, but apparently they did not agree with me. I recently had a negative feedback removed instantly because the buyer was messaging me threatening to leave negative feedback. Right. Feedback extortion.
Right. Well, and they were asking for her personal contact information. They can lose their account if they're not careful. And they probably should, if that's what they're doing.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like they were really doing like following eBay's terms of service anyway. I don't leave feedback until
what
they
is
do.
the gift? Please show me again.
What is the gift?
Is she talking to one of us?
Oh, I don't. Maybe she wants to see what that is that we were talking about. You said you have a gift for Adam.
Is the book?
She wasn't in the chat earlier. Scott wrote a book.
They're going to be married?
Carla, Scott wrote this book for his wife as their 25th wedding anniversary gift, and it's a published book, and it's available on Amazon. It's called How to Be Married Forever, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I check twice a week on deliveries and give feedback on all items that were delivered. I get 35 to 45% feedback from buyers. Melanie, will you DM Scott so that he's just cha-ching with dots between the words on Instagram? DM him so that he can get you the shirt that you won. And then let's give away another shirt, Scott. You want to?
Okay. Do I have to do something silly again?
I don't know. What do you want to do here? You want to do a number? Should we you write down a number? And we have 40 people. So we're going to say a number between, don't you guys write your numbers yet? Not yet. Okay. They always try to write the numbers first. What? I've seen all kinds of crazy threatening messages and swearing and name calling for resellers on Instagram. What the heck is going on? Oh, no. What did you just sell?
I didn't. This is an offer that I will probably turn down. This, I don't know if that will show at all.
It's trying to focus. Oh, it looks like a model car kit.
Well, it's a helicopter, and it is from the 70s. I've got it listed for 55, but it's on sale for 46, and they're offering 30.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but the models are really, really easy to sell. So what I'll do is check their feedback. I want to see the feedback they leave. And if it's somebody that always leaves nice then I'll take less money.
Gotcha. I need to think of that as a strategy and start considering that.
I want to reward the people that are consistently positive.
Oh, wait, before we give away something, Chase has a question. Hey guys, I have 2 negatives on our social account. What to do about them being past 90 days? He has 2 negatives.
The feedback is over 90 days old?
I think that's what he's saying. Yeah.
If the feedback is over 90 days old, I don't think you're going to have any luck at all getting it removed. I have 1 late shipment, and so like my ship on time rating is 0.07 that were shipped late, and they wouldn't take it off because it had been too long. The lady had asked me to ship it late, so I didn't realize that I had got this demerit. I felt like I was back in middle school again.
And you thought the superintendent was after you.
I'm telling you.
So Chase probably won't have any luck trying to get that removed past
After 90
days.
days, I think it's going to be an uphill battle.
And Zach's here. Zach, you're just in time for a giveaway. Oh no, Scott jumped out again. Well, I'm just gonna keep kicking him out. He'll be right back. But here's what we're gonna do, guys. When he gets back, I'm typing right now. I'm typing the word start, but don't guess until I type it in here. Let me pull Scott back in here. Okay. I told him I
keep
kicked
getting
you
kicked out.
Okay. Do you have your number written down already?
No, because we never decided. 1
You
to
write down
40.
1 to 50. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna post start, and you guys guess a number 1 to 50. The first person to guess the number that Scott has written down gets it.
Do you want me to stop them when I see it?
Yeah, whenever you see it. Correct. This was post us knowing we could reach out to eBay, and that was the excuse. Oh, well, his comment's gone. That happened quickly, didn't it? Okay. Can you scroll on your end also? We got 1, 2, 100,000, 28, 30, 44, 42, 3, 33, 27, 2, 4, 29, 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 37, 27, 16, 18, 48, 26, 16, 21, 34, 25, 22, 25, 23, 29, 25, 25, 23, 48. You guys are thinking alike. 28, 43, 55. It's a mystery number. 133, 847, 12.
Oh, wait a minute. I see it. And then it moved. There was a super fast tortoise with 41.
Is super fast tortoise the first one to say 41 here? Yep, here it is right here. And was that the first one? If you guys think that you said it first. Super fast tortoise, I have to ask you, I found some Harry Potter hardbacks this week, and I think I found the one that you've been looking for. So I don't know if it's exactly what you've been looking for, but super fast tortoise has one. Super fast tortoise, we have an option between a shirt, and you said the shirt were both women's shirts, or
they can pick either one anyway, because I have a source for these. Like I have more than one. And I have more than one of the t-shirts too. So
nice. So he's got shirts and books if you would like to pick a shirt or a book, and that's really cool. How did you come up with the idea for the logo? Did you give the artist like some direction? Did you design that yourself?
No. Well, no. I went to high school with this guy, and he's a graphic artist.
Wow.
And I originally had an idea that I wanted, and it was kind of this kind of look. And he said, "You want me to draw you in it?" I was like, "No, nobody's going to want to ever see that." So he went ahead and did it that way anyway. He said it's going to be better, and but I trust him, and that's what he drew up.
I love it. It's really, really good.
I love it. Like I didn't think I would love having my picture on anything, and it just cracked me up when I saw it. And so that's what I had.
Funny. Like even being animated, like your account was faceless for so long.
Yeah. But I used it on the cards and everything. Yeah, my account was faceless so that nobody in town would follow me on.
Gotcha.
Just because I was superintendent,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I always kind of wondered when you were just the Fila jersey. I'm like, so is this is like some young sneakerhead guy? Like I just knew nothing. And I'm like, I wonder, it's like when you hear a radio DJ and you like envision what you think they might look like.
Yeah.
Danielle is here. Okay, so first edition Harry Potter Goblet of Fire hardback. I have that, but mine's like the 20th printing. It's not a first edition first printing, and I understand that to be the difference. It is a first edition though. So I don't know. Maybe DM me over on Instagram and tell me. I mean, I'd just as soon sell it to you as anybody over on eBay if you're searching for it, if I have what it is that you're looking for. But what I looked up, there's like a bunch of them available on eBay. So I'm like, maybe this isn't what they're looking for because they seem to be plentiful available. Or maybe they're just wanting to find it for a quarter. Sometimes I search for something I could get on eBay just because I need to find it for a quarter. But yeah, so
but if
Danielle,
if the tortoise will send me a message on Instagram with whether they want the book or they want one of the t-shirts, and if they want a t-shirt, what size. With the book, there's only one size.
Yeah, there's not multiples or multiple quantities of those. Are you going to get stickers with your little logo on them as merch?
Oh, probably. I mean, I haven't planned on really doing merch. I bought the t-shirts to give away. I haven't sold any of them.
Oh, okay. I was just sitting here thinking, like, when did I announce and who are you selling your merch through and everything? But you
Yeah,
got
no,
them
no.
just to give away.
I
That's a good
and
idea.
this is a message for the people who have friends who are graphic artists who make things with their hands. Pay full price. Like, if you can't even expect your friends to support you, then,
Mhm.
so I mean, I paid, the logo was $400, and
Nice.
I don't care. I mean, it's worth it for me. One is I get to support a friend of mine, and there's
Mhm.
no way I could have got this on Fiverr, and because he sent
Yeah,
me all of the stuff that he would normally send with a graphic artist, so I can make anything out of it I want. But I have another
that's
friend
cool.
with a t-shirt shop, and I had them make the t-shirts for me, and I just paid for them, and I just give them away.
I'm gonna
Eventually, like, if I may have merch for sale at some point, but not today. Today, I'm just giving it all away. I'm
I'm
not giving
pulling
it
you
all
up.
away today, like, but I'm giving it all away.
I'm gonna pull you up on Instagram real quick so that he can have your link. Let me paste this in here. Here's the Ching King. If you guys aren't following him over on Instagram, I mean, the Instagram existed long before the YouTube did. He's got 11,000 followers over on Instagram, you guys. So that's pretty substantial.
And see, I didn't have any idea that was a lot. Like, I'm not a social media maven.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a bit. I'm trying hard to get at 5 on Instagram right now and trying hard to get to 5 on YouTube. Obviously, like YouTube, I feel like every subscriber basically they may as well be your friend. I mean, uh, you can ask for subscribers, but you almost like you earn every single person. Do
Right.
you think that, I mean, obviously you have such a big following over on Instagram that you developed and worked hard and grew for so long, and some of that converted immediately over to YouTube. But how do you feel about like growth on YouTube and how much, like, could you speak to how much more difficult it is?
Oh, no, it's, like, so much more difficult. I can't tell you that I worked hard on Instagram. I just post stuff, and I can't believe anybody follows me over there. Like, I don't get it. On YouTube, it's been humbling. Like, it's humbling because, like, I figured I would hit my 1,000 subscribers with the first video. I'd be monetized after the second, and, like I said, my last video, I posted it and I lost 3 subscribers. It's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Since you're in such a tiny town, I would assume that your town may be like mine, where no one else in my town YouTubes, and when I try to talk to them about it, they don't get it.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one. Like, we don't even have a stoplight. Like,
Yeah.
this is a little town. So,
Um,
they haven't
I
invented a lot of that out here yet.
like someone asked me recently about my YouTube and they're like, "Oh, well, how many subscribers do you have?" And like I have worked my butt off and I'm at like just shy of 4,300 right now. And they're like, "Oh, okay. Like, isn't that
Yeah,
cute?" And
they
I'm just
don't have
like,
any clue, and I
"You
hear
have no idea."
4,300 and I'm like, "Wow, that's, like, big time." I did
I
pick up
know.
2 tonight.
Yeah, I'm
Did
like,
it.
I think this is half a little more than half the population of my town. Um, I'm gonna try to hang on a second. I'm gonna pull you up on nope, I'm trying to search my own channel. That wouldn't really work, would it? You guys can see me right now, but I can't see you, so don't laugh at me or make any funny faces or anything. I'm just trying to pull you up. I need to subscribe to your channel real quick though. I'm
You're not
just kidding.
subscribed to mine? That's
I'm
what I
just
thought.
kidding.
Just like my mom.
Wow. I do need to turn on notifications though. I actually just saw I don't have notifications on. Ooh, I lied earlier and said that I did. Maybe that's why I'm missing the fact that you're posting multiple days a week and I didn't even realize it. Noelle is here. Hey, Noelle. Okay, here is Scott on YouTube, guys. So you can make a custom URL. I'm sure you're able to. So you could
I
make it
I'm s
like,
I'm sure I could, and truly, I'm learning a lot of this on the go. Like, Instagram
yeah,
for me wasn't. I had the same thing on Facebook. My private Facebook ended up with thousands, and I was just like, "I don't what are you people doing?" And I used it for school a lot, and I made the Instagram again, like I told you, I just wanted 401, and because Melody had 400, and
that's so funny. So you
You know,
don't have a personal Instagram outside of the Instagram we see.
no, no, no,
That is
no.
the only one.
It's the only one, and I had no clue. And so a lot of the things that people are doing, I see that like, let me buy you a coffee thing. I have not been able to figure that out. Like
Well, you
either
have to
that,
have Stripe now. You can't sign up with PayPal
I don't know
anymore
what
as of like
Stripe is. That sounds like a bad
right.
laundry decision.
Right. Stripe is like I don't know how many like in my town we have 17 barbecue places. We only have 7,000 people. I don't know how many we need. Well, I don't know how many money services we need on the internet. Like we have PayPal, we have Venmo, we have Zelle. Now there's Stripe. And I'm like, I don't know how many people need access to my bank account. So I still haven't signed up with Stripe so that I can get the stupid buy me a coffee and I don't know what to do. I mean, super chats are great, but I mean, YouTube takes 30% of that. So I don't know what's the best way to allow people to support you if they want to support you. I just say go buy acorns out of my store or whatever
I
stupid
do
thing I
appreciate the
listed that
people who
week.
are subscribing. I really do.
I post stupid stuff over on my eBay. So if you really want to support, go buy like a $5 acorn or something. Oh wow, Matt's only 1,000 subs away from 1,000 subs. That's incredible.
Were you
Uh,
following my Instagram when I posted that I was closing in on 100,000 subscribers on YouTube?
how long have you had your Instagram? I might have been one of your first 10
Well, it
followers.
wasn't that long ago, but I had like 400, and I just put in the tiny print, only so many to go. But
Yeah.
so many people didn't read it. They just popped down and were like, "Congratulations!" I'm like, "You guys aren't following me. I know for a fact you're not following me because you don't have a clue."
It's like you're not really paying any attention
Yeah,
whatsoever. It's funny because like people that have really big followings over on Instagram and then they jump over on YouTube. I mean, sometimes it takes off immediately. Sometimes like I
yeah.
feel like your channel grew so fast though. The fact that you were monetized within
I'm not
it did.
monetized.
You say you're not?
No, I have 1,000 subscribers, but you have
Not
to
the
have
watch hours
4,000
yet.
hours of view time. And so what I
God.
pictures on the other end is, "Hey, let me open this." Oh my goodness. And off they go. Like they're done.
Um, so here's the thing is YouTube, even for channels that aren't monetized, YouTube places ads on there. So everyone, I'm sure, just
Oh,
like
okay.
thinks that you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
My
still ads,
my
but YouTube's just not paying you.
I have a few goals that I want to accomplish with YouTube. One is I still think teaching people how to resell online is an incredibly valuable tool. If you can operate a smartphone, you don't have to be poor. You do it's the great equalizer. It doesn't care what color you are. It doesn't care if you're a vegan. It doesn't care
Yeah.
about
They
I
love you
mean, you
anyway.
yeah. And
Now you sound like
so
my mom.
yeah.
I'm
And
just kidding.
then and then, it's also one of my personal goals for my YouTube channel is I really want to make a video that's fun to watch, like pretty. I want cinematic quality and I'm not
Mhm.
there. Like I'm enjoying the process of creating the
Yeah.
video and and it's not something I've ever done, so it's a completely new challenge. And so I'm excited about that, just teaching myself how to use the program, I've enjoyed it. So,
Yeah, it's a really cool creative outlet. Hi, real quickly before they're off break to Crispy's Toys and Treasures. I can't believe anyone would want to watch us while they're on their break at work, but that's incredible. And then like you said, it's this creative outlet. You don't get a ton of opportunities. I'm going to plug in my laptop real quick. You don't get a ton of opportunity to be creative necessarily as a reseller, but you do because you have always enjoyed writing super creative descriptions on a few of I'm sure you don't do that with every listing,
no, no, not on everyone.
but
Yeah,
on some of them you just go off on a whole tangent, and I
yeah,
have tried to do that on a few, and if some of the items sold, I'm like, did Donna Summers own this belt? Probably not, but who's to say? You could own one just like what she would have, or
yeah.
it's something like that, trying to take from the comedic stylings in some of your descriptions for these vintage items. Like, do you just do that when you need something creative to do?
Yeah, like I actually love to write. When I was an elementary principal, I had a newsletter I did for the teachers every week, but every week I included a poem in there for them about our job. So I mean,
Nice.
but I love to write. I don't consider myself a writer, but I love to write, and I used to try to draw and paint and stuff like that. And I
I
do
mean,
build
your drawing
furniture.
tonight was guessed in the second guess.
That's not the artistic style I would naturally adopt, drawing on top of my head. I mean,
You could practice for next time. I
yeah,
mean, it
probably
was pretty
not.
good though.
Prob
That shirt had a collar, the collar had points and everything.
I,
Um,
but I like to write, and so every once in a while, some of these vintage items, people like the shirt that I said was my favorite, that didn't have
mhm,
that description, but it could have because they're not just buying a shirt because there's better shirts, but mine has history, and
yeah.
people that love history want the story. And so sometimes I'll write it, and I've read all the stuff that a description doesn't help you sell things. I have absolutely sold things just because of the description.
Well,
No question.
they're talking about stuff they're not talking about the stuff we sell. I've sold
Right,
beaten and worn out Levi's, and I'm like, "These are a working man's pants." These have a
right,
story to them, or,
right.
like, talk about was it you that talked about the truck that a pair of old jeans was pulled out of?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So there's this guy that lives out here in Penelope, and he's terrific. He used to bring me logs, from my lumber mill, and, like, he would just drag them down the road, like, on a chain, not on a trailer, just drag them
nice.
down the road. And I told him, I sold my lumber mill to another friend of mine, so I don't need a lot of logs right now. And he was like, "Well, what can I make money? What can I bring you?" And I said, "I need old denim. I need old." And so the first one he brought me, there's an old steel place in Hubbard. It's about 10 miles from here. And he got permission to go dig through their boneyard out back where all the broken down trucks are. And he found jeans in there and he brought them to me. And I was like, this is exactly what I want. These are awful. But I mean, but they were the right age. They had the right kind of wear. And then it's a matter of putting a story together, and they want the story more than they want the pants.
Yeah, exactly, and I have a really creepy teddy bear listed right now that I have, like, a store I'll send you the listing later
You
because
need to send me
you're
the
t
listing.
yeah, you totally inspired those type of, descriptions.
I think
Um,
my best description was the yoga pants. I think that's the one that sold the fastest.
I remember that description. I'm trying to recall it just off the you were talking about how awful the yoga class was at once you signed up for it?
No, I have never. Have you not seen my videos? I have not been in a yoga class.
Yeah, but you're never
You
serious
can't
though, so
just
I
go
didn't take it
observe.
seriously. What was
No,
it then?
I was at Melody sent me in. It was a true story. So, like, I don't make the stuff up. I went into HEB, which is a grocery store, and she gave me this list of junk food. It was Dr. Pepper and chips and dip, and none of it was for me. So I run through the store and I get it all. And the whole story was about the first time I saw a girl in yoga pants. Well,
Ah,
HEB is in Waco, right by Baylor University. And I'm in line and I'm looking down, and, like, this girl in front of me is wearing yoga pants. And I was like, what? And so I like looked straight up because, like, I want to be a good guy. And then, but, like, looking straight up was, like, worse. Like, that was super obvious. So, like, I looked to the left, and, like, I'm not kidding. There's one of these Shape magazines that says a tone tush and something. And so, like, and finally I thought, I'm just going to look at the conveyor belt, like, right in front of me. And I was just looking at her groceries, and it was probably you. She had, like, kelp and, like, vegan something. It was just like, and then she saw me looking at her stuff. So she thought, well, I'm going to look at what you're buying. And she was looking at all of it. And I was like, it's not for me. And she gave me this sad look. And I just turned around and I got the reflection of my back fat in the mirror on the soda machine. That's the description I wrote. And I put just by the pants. Somebody bought
I
them.
I do remember that now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's delightful. I can see why those
This
pants
is my
sold so
life.
so quick. Um, nice. Sunshine Resellers wants to know what program do you use to edit videos? How do you get started on YouTube? Can you suggest how to programs or videos? So, do you want to tackle one of those three questions?
I mean, you know more about it than I do. I use DaVinci Resolve,
I tried
and
to download DaVinci Resolve before I got my laptop on my desktop and it wasn't. But it's pretty similar to Adobe Premiere Pro, which is what I use.
yeah, I use DaVinci Resolve, and there's tons of how-to videos. So, like, every
Mhm.
time I would try to learn something, I would just type in on YouTube, DaVinci Resolve, how do I cut a video
Zoom.
and cut the end of it off? Or yeah, how do
Yes.
I zoom in?
Mhm.
How do I add music? How do I, you know,
100% same thing I do on Adobe. Like I will say, how do I add text? How do I add a B-roll? How, some like I did watch a little basic thing, but Sunshine Resellers, you can learn anything on YouTube,
right.
including how to resell.
Yep.
How do you get started? You just pick up the camera. Would you agree, Scott?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So like the hardest thing for me to overcome was me. Like it wasn't something I was confident at all. Like I didn't know anything. And so I did buy a camera and stuff first, and it's different because I'm retired and I have an income. So like I'm not dependent on I I make more on eBay than I do with my retirement,
Wow.
but I was able to I just bought the right cameras. I just asked Josh, Harry Tornado, I was like, "All right, what camera do you have?" And then I just bought the same stuff that he had, or a newer one of what he had,
Yeah.
and then it was just a matter of learning, and I'm learning on the go. There's still things today that aren't the way that I want them to be, and I had to have my son build me a new computer that was fast enough to do the editing that I wanted to do.
100%.
So,
Yes, I just bought this new laptop and like you have to have a computer that is able to edit
right,
videos,
right.
close down everything else. Like an editing software just uses so much RAM and so much
Right.
memory just to run that one program. So don't skimp. But that's not to say you have to have that to start because I
No.
started filming videos on my phone in one take and uploading them at Walmart. So yeah. And then what was the last question? Can you suggest any how-to program? Yeah, I would just say YouTube. You can
YouTube.
YouTube anything.
I haven't used anything other than YouTube.
Oh, and then look up Think Media on YouTube because they're
Think media
like,
is good.
I
Yes.
mean, he's just Sean Cannell is everything about YouTube. So he'll teach you everything. I remember a listing I saw that had a burly tattooed man modeling his ex's wedding gown with a witty description. He sold the dress for over $10,000 and got multiple marriage proposals.
Well, it's funny that you say that, and there's another guy that models the women's clothes, but he's not doing it to be funny or anything else. And honestly, the guy is he does a good job of it. And his name is I think it's Vintage Jesus. And I don't know that it's on eBay, but Melody and I were using a lot of the stuff that he puts out there because he had a whole bunch of the vintage Mexican dresses like we've had, and a bunch of the vintage Mexican outfits, and he modeled them, and it wasn't. I mean,
Just
it would
because
be
he didn't
different
have a
on me.
mannequin, not trying to be funny.
No, he's not trying to be funny at all.
Okay.
Like at all. And
Hmm.
it doesn't look funny. It would look funny if I put one on. I mean, I've never found a vintage Mexican dress in Portly,
I mean,
so
the next time that you put on those women's shoes because they
oh,
wanted
that's gonna be
pictures.
funny. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey to Nick Rowe, he's late to the party. That's all right. You're catching the tail end of everything. iMovie and DaVinci Resolve are free. Yes, it is. Adobe Premiere Pro, I don't know what I'm paying a month for it. I should know, 30 or $40, I think. It's like 30 bucks or something. They won't just let you buy it anymore. I personally use InShot on my phone, 100% edit on my phone. I also use Snapseed for thumbnails, also on my phone. I use Canva for thumbnails. Is that what you use, Scott?
You broke up on me.
I use Canva to make my thumbnails. Is that what
I
you
do.
use?
I do.
Oh, they like to make fun of how much I plug Josh Harry Tornado. So you said Harry Tornado and everyone has to take a drink. I gotta tell Josh that. I hope that he takes that in stride. I gotta tell him that there's that
Does
game.
he drink?
I can't speak for him. I am not really sure, but I think I've heard him mention like a fine craft brew around him or something. I'm sure. I'm sure not to excess, but no, and not because of that. Just because last week, well, you were here. Chase and
Yeah,
I
no,
kept
no.
talk. Yeah, we kept talking about good advice, and we kept mentioning him, and they were like, if they say Harry Tornado one more time, and then was it Annie Javelina Flips was like
Yeah,
every
she
time
started
they
typing it.
say, yeah, she's like every time they say it, y'all take a drink. Talking to your phone is something to get used to for sure. Oh, for your
For
descriptions,
recording.
maybe.
I think Christy's leaving.
I've had so much fun, but also had a very long day. Good night. Thanks for a great live, Scott and Rachel. She spelled your name right and mine. Bye, Christy. We so appreciate you being here. Yes, I learned how to snow ski from YouTube videos. My husband tore out the load-bearing wall in our house off a YouTube video. Like the wall, it's been torn out for like 5 years now, so I guess we're good. Chroma key is green screen for us, non-tech savvy folks. Let's see, Final Cut Pro on my laptop for video editing. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this Adobe for now. Now, originally it wasn't really working well with the graphics card. This is a, I don't know if you pronounce it NVIDIA,
NVIDIA.
Yeah,
NVIDIA.
it has a one of those graphics cards, and I don't think Adobe plays well with it. There's Annie. she's got the drink there. Not only talking to your phone, but talking to your phone in public, it's a little awkward, especially when you only do it ever so often. Yeah, I do think the more that you film, the more comfortable you are with it, obviously. Do you,
Yeah.
Scott, are you so brave that you'll like have a full blown like narrated video in public?
I mean, people are staring at me anyway, so it doesn't have a great big impact on me. So
They're gonna look at you weird anyway.
the
Yeah,
only place I've worried about it is like the Goodwill bins, because like I don't know. So like in there, I tried to carry it and it wasn't as good. But like garage sales and estate sales, most people don't even notice.
I don't think they will here either. My son has a hero session, a GoPro hero session, and I'm going to get a clip for it and just clip it on my crossbody. Like I usually wear a crossbody purse.
Me too.
Yeah, I figured you did. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. I don't think there's a chance. But when I
And the
pull
people
out,
that
like,
do notice are actually intrigued.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, the hero session is just a cube. It's not even like the rectangle size one. It's just a tiny little black cube. And then because when I pull out my Canon, as soon as you turn that thing on, the lens comes out.
Oh yeah. So
So
which
like
camera do you have?
The G7X Mark II.
Okay. I have the ZV-1.
I just researched and figured out which one was best for like YouTube videos and vlogging style. Yeah, that looks pretty similar to the one that I have. My screen flips up in the back so I can look at myself. Yours flips out. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you can accomplish a lot with a little. That was my first investment in my YouTube, was a camera. And then the second big thing would have been this laptop, and they were spaced pretty far apart.
I don't know if I'm lagging or you are.
Oh, one of us. Can you hear me okay?
Off and on.
I would have to hide the GoPro, and I just walk around my yard and talk to the plants. They don't mind the camera at all. Yeah, she's just sourcing in her yard. I've been listening while I'm scrubbing our shower. Y'all made that more pleasant. We all love Josh. Yes, we do.
That may be the best compliment I've ever had.
That we made scrubbing the shower more
like,
pleasant. Yeah, I like to turn all the YouTube folks on. I'll watch your video later that you uploaded whenever I'm putting out my Christmas village. Yeah, so you guys probably no different than me with the earbud and looking like I'm talking to nobody. Yeah. Remember when like the Bluetooth ear thing just came into like rapid popularity, like everyone was living in the future. I didn't get one. I just couldn't. Did you have one of those?
No.
Oh, I totally pegged you for the type of guy that would walk around with one of those.
No, not at all. Like, not at all.
And people were just like shamelessly having conversations in Walmart with those things on.
Yeah, no, I've never, it took me a while to get a cell phone. And what's funny is like, as a kid, I was all about computers. I took my first computer class in 1976. And
holy cow.
Yep. It was the computer I used was an Atari 4K.
Wow. Have you ever heard I listened to the NPR podcast, How I Built This? Do you ever listen to that?
Oh yeah.
Have you heard the one about Atari?
Probably. I mean, I've seen so many. My son is a computer person. He builds computers. And like, as far as building a computer, like I can build a computer now. But the whole, this thing for me was a stumbling block. I wasn't interested, in talking to anybody. Like I don't have, friends. So, it it was pretty much just the school stuff. And so I used email, but
Emails.
all of this other stuff, the social media is not a superintendent's friend. So it wasn't something I was uh keen to. So earbuds, stuff like that, none of it.
So what was your holdout on getting a cell phone? What year did you come around to cell phone technology, might I ask?
No, I mean, I had a flip phone like
Yeah,
for a long
okay. So
time.
like resistant to a smartphone.
Not even resistant, just like my other phone worked. So
Why do
I
I need
couldn't
that?
picture what this would do that would add anything to my life.
Could you
So
imagine your day without it now?
well, no, I mean, like, because I like the cha-ching sound. So I would say it was probably 2010, 2011 when I got a smartphone.
Wow. Okay,
And
well,
then
that's not really too far behind.
no, not awful, but I don't think I've ever been the one to push the limits of what it could do. So
Yeah.
diving into all of this technology with YouTube and everything else has been a pretty sharp learning curve for me.
You have YouTube Studio downloaded on your phone as an app?
No, I don't do it on my phone at all. Oh, I have it on here, but I don't do anything on my phone. I just
Right,
look to see if I
but
ever
it's
got a
nice to be
follower.
able to, like, get on there and check your analytics, see if the last video bombed,
Yes.
like
Yeah. And it
yeah,
did.
and my last one's not doing so hot either, and I forgot to monetize this one, so who needs ad revenue? I
So
mean, whatever.
you have to monetize it as you go? Like when you publish it, you
Yes.
can't add it?
You have to choose well, I mean, I can add it on now, like, after you and I are off of here, I'll get on and be like, "Now anyone that wants to know what Scott said is gonna have to sit through an ad."
You're gonna have to
But
pay for this
all the
one.
folks in here now, nobody had to sit through an ad. You're welcome, guys. I accept, PayPal. Just kidding. And
All
I've
right,
heard
so
both schools
we did the ugly, we talked about negative.
yeah,
Did we do the good? Well, we did this shirt that I sold, and then what else
yep.
was I supposed to do? The ugly?
Bad and ugly. You said your ugly was some, the comments, but do you have anything else ugly to
You
talk about?
broke up
I
on me.
mean
All I heard was "You're ugly."
give me more ugly. Throw all the ugly you want out, okay?
There's more ugly.
We can talk about anything you want to. I'm already 17 minutes over the time that I told you I'd keep you here, so you just tell me what you wanna talk about. I'm thinking, honestly, about pushing this show back because it seems like the later we go, more people come on, and so does everyone actually go out to dinner on a Friday night or something?
Not in Penelope. Huh. What are we gonna run over the
Penelope, that's the
domestals
name of
and
your
tackle a
town?
cattle?
That's adorable, Penelope. And you said it's near Houston?
No, no, no.
Near
We
near
are outside of
Dallas.
probably 30 minutes from Waco and an hour from Dallas Fort Worth.
Gotcha.
There's a do you know where West is? The city of West?
No.
Um about 7, 8 years ago there was a huge fertilizer place there that blew up.
I think I
Like
remember that.
it made national news. Penelope
Mm.
is east of West.
East to west. Nice, nice.
It
Cat was
doesn't help
live when you
anybody anywhere.
um, Chad says Cat was live when you started tonight. I actually do think that at one point, Cat and I talked, and she said she was gonna push hers back and then send her chat to me, and then that was the week of Halloween, and I started late, and so then she was like, "Oh, well, never mind," and then we never got back together on it, so I do compete with Cat when I first jump on, I have to remember that. But hey, she's a great channel. There was 1,000 people in the chat the other day when Jocelyn was on
Wow.
there. It was her and Jocelyn, and yeah, there was
Well, Jocelyn has
930
a large following.
yeah, 933 people in there when I got on
Yeah.
there. Cat is still live. Oh, okay. And look at me having 43. I'll have to send her a screenshot of this later. You're not far from my father-in-law. Um, no, but do you have more ugly that you want to talk about?
I mean, if you bring up a topic, I can probably talk about ugly. If we're just talking about this, I mean,
Do
I could.
you guys okay, well, before we release Scott and, I always feel bad cutting this off when more people are jumping in, but, do you guys have any questions for him? Because you may not find him in the wild like this again where you can just basically ask
Okay,
him
let's do
anything.
this one. The MF flips, which, by the way, what does MF stand for?
His name is Matt, so I
Okay,
believe his
okay,
last
all
name
right. Oh,
maybe
good. I was like, wow, this is an aggressive flipper right here.
right?
Okay, so they're talking about the death pile before going to the bins. And for my business model, we don't pay attention to that. Like, I don't care how much backstock that I have. I don't call it a death pile. It's a backstock because my goal over time is to consistently increase my average sale price. We do not want to list 20 items a day. I'm not going to do it. I want to list 5 items a day, maybe 10. I want to make a lot of money. I want to make $300 to $500 a day. And so by having backstock, so let's say I've got a house full of stuff, and let's say everything here is worth $80. When I go out, I'm not looking for $80 stuff. I'm looking for $85 stuff. And I focus just on that. And I've been able to increase my average sale price by having a large backstock without increasing to any great degree how much I spend.
Now, see, if you made a video about that, I'd watch your channel.
Well, forget it. Actually, I did. And let me tell you which video it was.
Nice. Did you title it that? How else was I supposed to know? I actually made a video once that said I'm only buying $100 items, and I went out sourcing with that mentality, and it was hard. So what's your first place to focus on when you're like $85 or more? Where are you going first, in the store or in the estate sale?
I can do that at the bins. Like, I love the bins. I don't go to the bins.
You have a bins close to you?
Waco, well, another one of my videos that you obviously have not seen is the Waco bins. And
I'm gonna start quizzing you over my video.
Okay, so right here, there's one there that says selling less on purpose.
Oh, okay.
And that's what that video is about, is the reason that we do that. And the farm girl saying that her backstock stresses her out. It doesn't stress me out until it's in the way. And then
she's got to move. It's in her way.
If it's in the way, what I do then is I'll go through and Melody and I will sort it, and I give it to other resellers. Simple as that.
Be as nice as you. I don't know any. Well, I do know Nick, but he's probably pickier than me. And I agree. I don't want to list a million things. I prefer to list a few things that sell for good money.
Right.
It's exactly what you're thinking. LOL. Just playing. My initials. Girl, I've never got to make a live before. So glad to be here. I'm glad that you're here too. You know, even though we're 30 minutes beyond our anticipated departure. And I watched it, Scott. See, Noelle's trying to get brownie points over here.
She gets them. And not vegan brownie points either. She gets full American brownie points.
I made vegan brownies, I think last week before the live. And
I can't even imagine.
They were Duncan Hines brownies.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. All you do is you substitute the egg for applesauce. And I used strawberry applesauce, and I got off the live and I was like, oh yeah, those brownies I made. And they were like hockey pucks. They were so hard. They were just like really chewy, but I mean, like,
what did I say? Do they taste like your foot's asleep?
They tasted pretty good, actually. Scott, ask Rachel. I've been giving it away in droves. I have sent so many boxes out, filled up cars, you name it. Yeah, she's sold the farm and is trying to move. And my mom says she's so tired. Great show. Good night. Yeah, my sister got married today, so they've been they have had a long day.
You should have had her on.
Yeah, I'm sure she would love to be here.
I could have given her a book or something.
Drew brings up a point that there's 42 people. I hope you guys all hit that thumbs up. Moving is rough. I don't have an
opportunity for a thumbs up over here.
No, we don't. Not in StreamYard. We're going to sleep, Rachel and Scott. We'll catch up on what we missed tomorrow. They'll be looking for you in Florida also. Hey, do you see his picture? You guys see this? This is a logo that I designed. That is a pelican. I guess that's what you call it. He's Captain Two Shoes, so he's a bird. Do you see him?
Did you draw that? I can kind of see it. It's not very bold.
I drew that. I wish you could see it better. Wow. I drew that for my dad, and he likes to write also, Scott.
Wow.
So he has written children's books and published them on Amazon, and he published them under the pen name Captain Two Shoes.
Captain Two Shoes.
Yep. So that is his that's his little logo right there. But he doesn't, he's like you. Yeah, I write, but I don't consider myself a writer. And I'm like, you could probably do that for the rest of your life and make good money at it. But yeah. Shout out, real brownies.
Yeah, that's
Scott,
what I'm
nobody
talking
had a
about.
single question for you. So I wish that I had 100 of them. That's awesome. Fast Tortoise says, yeah, I hope that they DM'd me with they needed to DM you with contact information for winning the giveaway and DM me about that book if you want it. Maybe tell me what you're wanting to pay for the book.
Dreaming
I
on
don't
a Budget sent me a note, and I have a note from Melanie and Derek. So I have my messages.
Oh, okay. You do have the ones that you need. Good.
Yeah.
Melanie just created a YouTube channel. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. This is what I get for not giving out anybody wrenches is I have to like post all my own links. Wait, let me actually pull. Oh, okay. I feel so weird that you guys can see me and I can't see you right now. Were you making faces?
Not intentionally.
Okay, this, I think I got it right. This is Melanie's channel. If you guys would go in and subscribe to her, I have hounded her for a long time about making a channel and she did. So now it's my job to support her and pump her channel up. So
And who
maybe
is
if you
this
guys
again?
all do it.
Who made the channel?
Melanie, that also in your giveaway. Yeah, she's
Okay.
that's a link to her
Okay.
channel there.
Sposio. Melanie Resell with Meme. I'll find
Yes.
it.
Is it Sposio? She said she lives in Southeast Oklahoma. I stayed in a yurt in Southeast Oklahoma at Lake
You stayed in a
Eufaula.
yurt?
Yeah.
Wow. Such an exciting life.
It was a lot of fun. We went on a Route 66 trip. And we spent 25 days touring Route 66. With our kids in the vehicle. Everyone had one backpack and no phones. And it's just like will forever be the best vacation ever. And yeah, we detoured off of 66 at like Tulsa or roughly, before it and went over to Lake Eufaula because I was trying to get us to be able to stay in the teepees in Arizona, but they were completely booked. So I was like, well, we have to stay in something cool. And I found those yurts in Oklahoma. And so yeah, we stayed at Lake Eufaula in a yurt.
Okay. I have not done that.
It was a lot of fun. Drew, get Rachel another monitor to plug into her laptop. So she has 2 monitors. Gosh, I don't know what I'd do. Like you guys are on a spinning table in here right now that's going to move right back out of my office after this. So I don't know what all I'd do with that. Matt says you have provided a lot of insight and entertainment. They're definitely all subbing to you. And she is further south from Eufaula. Oh, wow. Hey, Scott, just realized how close we are in distance. We need to have a reseller meetup. Oh, can I ask you that? And then I am going to let you go since I've been such a neglector of your time this evening.
Oh, no, I don't have anything to do.
Oh, good. Me neither. Sometimes I think I'm the only person without a life though, no. And then I get people on here and they're like, Rachel, you said 2 hours. And
oh no, like I could walk down and to the tank or something and fish but
nice. Do you have any intentions of going to any reseller meetups in 2022?
I really want to. The only holdup for like Melody, I don't know that she'll want to go like talk to people like for real. Like, I mean, she will probably want to go and then sit in the car like when I go in.
Not go into the meetup, but go to the
I'm
city
all
with
about
you.
it. Like, I mean, I'm not shy, so I can go in anywhere. And I wanted to go. Some of the stuff last year we kind of sheltered in place, because our, like I said, our parents are older and we try not to expose them to anything. But we're going to go back out some. I would love to do a meetup, and I've thought about maybe I can't have it in Penelope because it'd just be me and Melody.
Nice.
And the one lady I taught how to do it, and probably Dallas would be the closest place, Dallas or Fort Worth, and so I would be all about it.
Carissa, the Chosen Goods reseller, has been talking about doing a Texas meetup, and I think she's talking about March. And she's like, I don't want to say she's near Houston because I think she's still like an hour and a half from there. She's in Godley, Texas. Do you know where that's at?
Oh, I know exactly where Godley is. One of the best estate sales I ever went to was in Godley, Texas.
Really?
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Where Chosen Goods reseller lives.
Yeah. I picked up a one of the very first FFA sweetheart jacket I found was in Godley, Texas.
Oh, I found FFA jackets and sold them for really good money, but I've never found a sweetheart one. I am always looking for those.
Yeah, that one was like $400 I think I got for it, and I was
Yeah,
super
and
excited when I found it.
something people would walk right by. Like, I feel like the
Yeah.
FFA jackets are already so I got the FFA jacket for $5.
Oh my god.
At
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, $5, and it smelled like smoke, and I got the smoke smell out of it without having to launder it and destroy it. It was from the 50s.
Mhm.
And then while I'm comping it out, I'm like, holy cow, if you ever see the sweetheart jackets, oh man.
Yeah.
She says, what's FFA? That's Future Farmers of America. Um, and yeah, so they have the jackets, kind of resemble like a Letterman jacket, and they have like the embroidered wool and like a chain stitching on them if they're old
Right.
enough. You would
Well,
recognize it. It says
they still
FFA.
change stitch the new ones.
Oh, really? Oh,
They do.
wow.
And I have a video of just about FFA jackets
Okay, I'm just gonna go binge your
online.
channel. I'll put it
But,
on the way to go look at the Mercedes
and it's
tomorrow.
funny because I watched the old ones. They're certainly a little bit. I'm more comfortable talking to the camera now than I was when I started. But FFA jackets they're blue, they're corduroy. They will have the state seal on the back of them, usually kid's name on it, and FFA. Before the girls could join the FFA, because up until 91, the chapter could only have a sweetheart, and she could like serve drinks or something. And so, like with the women's movement in the late 80s and early 90s, a lot of those jackets just went straight in the trash. And
Wow.
so they're highly collectible now. And the girls couldn't have a blue one. They could only have a white one. So the white chapter sweetheart jackets are worth more. And then from the 50s back, they could have a blue one for some of them. And but those still have very, very good value for the sweetheart jackets.
I love to hear the history about it. Like, I wish that people would almost embrace that type of I mean, even if you are like pro women's lib, like well, obviously you should be, but you should still like embrace the history around those pieces. That's kind of one of those, if we don't learn from history, like we're doomed to repeat it, right? So if you just
No, it's a big deal. And there's still especially in the farmers area, there's still some prejudice towards girls. But my
Mhm.
ag teacher here in Penelope is the best. She's not the best female ag teacher in Texas. She's the best ag teacher in Texas. And she ended up president of the Texas Ag Teachers Association from a town with 180 people. And two
Wow,
years ago, the president of the Students FFA was a kid from Penelope under her guidance. So
that's awesome.
an incredibly awesome thing. But you need to know the history to realize what it is she has accomplished
Yeah.
and for our kids. So
Yeah, and if you get rid of that, then I mean, you have people like, unless you tell me, like, and share that story with me, I won't ever know the history behind the sweetheart jackets. And they just get rid of all of them, and you'll never know like the
right,
strides that women had to make, like Catherine
yeah,
Schweitzer being the first, female runner of the Boston Marathon. If we just get
right,
rid of that story, then when I run in races, how am I supposed to appreciate without knowing what the people that came before me, like what all they had
right,
to go through? Like
right,
the fact that those girls had to be sweethearts and serve drinks just to be in the club, like they
right,
deserved a seat at the table too.
right.
And
At the
yeah,
head
I
of the
like
table. Like I said, my ag teacher is the best in the state. And
yeah.
and if you looked up Penelope and ag, you would see that this is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to ag development. And I rarely had over 200 kids pre-K through 12.
So
So
for folks that are asking about like what FFA is and stuff, and we have the day where you drive your tractor to school.
yeah. Well,
You-
in this town I live in, so like one day my car wouldn't start. And so I mean, but I have a Kubota 3-cylinder diesel mower. So I just rode it to work. The superintendent pulls up in a mower, and
Nice.
nobody thought twice of it. People wanted to go see my mower, and my mower cost more than my truck. So like,
She says girls had FHA. Um, any value in that stuff? Is she Future Homemakers of America?
right. So the answer to that in short would be yes. So when you're out looking for historical items, here's the thing to remember. The things that go up in value the most in general are the things that people are tied to historically, like grandma was in that or something like that. And those items were used. So a lot of them didn't survive. I mean, they got used up. And so like the farmware a lot of times got destroyed, not because they were just destroying it, but because it was used. So FHA probably won't be as rare as like a sweetheart jacket, but absolutely. And the older it is and the more provenance that you have on it with the details and things like that, the higher the value goes. And then that's when you tell the story of what it is. So when I sell FFA sweetheart jackets, I write the history in there. I want somebody to know why this is important.
That's awesome. Noelle said, being a dairy farmer's daughter and having been in FFA myself, I love anything dairy. My dad was the president of the National DHIA Dairy Herd Improvement Association, in charge of milk quality for USA. Wow, that's a pretty important job.
Noelle, so the bad. Let me tell you about something I passed up one time, and it still haunts me. It's the item that bothers me the most that I didn't buy it. So I was in Duluth, Minnesota. Duluth is where I went to high school, and we go up there every summer for a vacation. And one year I was there, and of course, what do we do for fun? We go to estate sales and garage sales, and I found a dairy stool. It was a wooden stool, that you sat on, but it had been at a dairy farm there in Duluth. But it had been at a dairy farm from something like 1870 until 1930.
Wow.
And the people that had used it carved their names in it. All this stuff is carved all over it. And it was $50 and I didn't buy it.
And you wanted it now just for the history.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the money. I don't know that I could have resold it, but I left it. And it still bothers me. So I wonder, but Noelle might appreciate that. It was so full of history.
Yeah.
And I left it. And
so I have our dining room chairs are schoolhouse chairs from 1926. And you would appreciate this as an educator. Some of them have things that kids carved into them. And one of them has like 3 crosses. And it would have been where you could tell a kid just like spread their legs and sit there carving it while the teacher was talking. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people probably would have restored those things. Like one of them says VIN in the back is carved VIN. I left all of it. I was like, that to me is the patina to it. You know what I mean? Like that's the story. Yeah. These chairs were in a schoolhouse in the 20s. I mean, that's incredible. But those are our dining room chairs.
Yeah. No, I love all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, toys are always going up in value, super fast tortoise. But I like to save old Fisher Price toys, and they're not worth anything but saving. They're monetary. It's kind of like what you just said. It's not worth anything, but it's worth saving, right?
Well, what happens with toys, of course, toys get destroyed. Boys' toys. That sounds terrible. I don't mean girls. I meant boys' actual toys. Yeah. They will go up more than most girls' toys because boys just tore their stuff up. I mean, like G.I. Joe's got lit on fire much more often than Barbies did.
Unless it was like a little brother doing it. My dad said he used to do that to his sister's Barbies.
But toys, it's all about condition. Like it's condition. And they want it in a wrapper that nobody played with. That's the rule for toys.
The toy collectors. I have all the old milk testing bottles and all that stuff, Scott. You would die. Also the old testing tubes.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yes, I have my grandparents' stool. I think she's saying this may surprise you both. I have a degree in agriculture and horticulture. That does not surprise me a bit.
That's not a shock.
Yeah, no, she knows it. Noelle, before you got here tonight, we were talking about, I was trying to remember, I don't think it was you, but it might have been someone earlier this year, like I'm talking early spring or earlier, was selling manure and just USPS, like in a priority
There's
envelope.
Molly.
There's Adam. Hey, man, what's going on? We stayed on late just because we were like, where is Adam?
Yeah, that was it. That's the only reason I stayed up.
We decided we weren't leaving until you got here. So there's that. Is anyone else? I mean, 33 people here. You guys just, I don't know, throw a frowny face emoji in the chat if you are boycotting the fact that Adam hasn't been on his Wednesday live in like 3 weeks. If you are just as sad as I am about it, would you throw a sad face in the chat so that he knows that we miss him? My brothers took all 100 of my Barbies and hung them up and shot them with their BB guns. My mom made them buy me all new ones. Wow,
And
that
that's
sounds
why
like
boys' toys are worth more.
true. I repainted all my old stuff and gave them to my niece and nephew who completely disseminated them. Thanks. I don't believe you. We totally stayed up because of that. Hey, Adam. Oh, here's a frowny face. We got Leanne telling you hi. Oh, Baldy. He does two crying faces. Yeah, no, I have been missing that show. There's a Wednesday night show. I need a Wednesday night show, something in the middle of the week. My brother stabbed my water baby. Still salty. God.
Still salty.
I have two sisters and I was the youngest, so I probably tore up more stuff than they ever could
Oh
have.
gosh. I can't even we ruined all of that stuff.
Did you trash a whole lot of toys whenever you were younger?
Um I told you earlier I had an unconventional childhood,
Mhm.
so I probably tore up less than the average kid.
So you asked me if I was poor as a kid. Were you a poor kid?
Um, yes. Like, um, I shared, I mean, it's not a secret. I told my kids, you know, when I taught where I came from, but yes, we were poor. My dad, was in the Seagoville Federal Penitentiary and
Mm,
escaped, and he bought my mom from her parents, and I grew up for the most part homeless.
that sounds
So
pretty non-conventional.
it's unconventional. So I didn't have a lot of toys. So no, I didn't tear up my toys because, you know, we were traveling pretty light. So
Did he live as a fugitive then throughout your childhood?
not throughout, but always looking over his shoulder, you know. So smart guy,
Wow.
super smart. Loved my dad, just didn't want to be my dad. So
Oh, okay. Has your dad passed?
oh yes, yeah. I have, it's been gosh. I mean, we're coming up close to 20 years now.
Wow. Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
interesting.
unconventional childhood. I'm not um, the reason I would tell the kids is, you know, because you can have a lot of reasons for not being successful,
Yep.
and if you're willing to use reasons for not doing something, I believe that eventually that's all you've got left. And so, you know, everybody's going to come with some kind of card stacked against them, and you have to succeed. And if you don't, the world won't care. Like it's not like there's not going to be some memorial for you if you didn't.
7.8 billion people in the world, right? Like
Right.
why do they
Right.
care if one doesn't succeed? But it should
Right,
be everything
right,
to you.
especially somebody who's already a statistic, and
Mhm.
so, I'm just a big believer in you gotta go get it done, and it isn't gonna be perfect, and it isn't gonna be fair, and, um, you know, so, like, I went to a lot of probably 16 elementary schools, and, you know, so and I was small, ugly, and poor, and believe it or not, that's not a good combination, and but when you show
Yeah,
up, you
that's
still have an opportunity. The teachers were always nice. You know, I loved public school. And
mm,
so you show up and you know, I was blessed to grow up the way that I did because it made me better working with the kids. You know, the kids that
mm.
I had, I got it. You know, I get it.
I bet. Like you can talk to people that I can't talk to in the same voice
Right.
because you've been
Right.
in a different place than I have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably so. Probably so.
Yeah. That's awesome though that you would first of all not become a product of your environment and get your degree and become an educator at such a
Mhm.
high level, and then also to develop into a field where you can, like you say, you can see not necessarily the behavior of a child, where does that come from, like why are they acting that way, and you're like seeing the child more than anything else.
Right. Well, like most things in life, if you can figure out why, then your odds of having a positive impact are better. Whether you're talking about why a kid is struggling or why is this thing going to sell and something else won't. If I know why, then my odds of being successful are better.
Yeah.
So
Carla says that she grew up poor in the projects, broken home. She has 5 degrees because she chose a different life. Not an excuse to blame your life, circumstances, or parents.
mhm.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. And
you could,
we're
but it didn't do you
yeah,
any
you
good.
can. Yeah, I mean everyone's got an excuse, right?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
remind me a bit of Dr. Wayne Dyer. Love your attitude. I'm unfamiliar. Are you familiar with Wayne Dyer?
I don't. I don't.
You might have to see who it is now.
I'm gonna have to
Good
look it
night,
up.
Chad. Thanks for being here tonight, Chad. Yeah, that's a perfect message, and I'm glad that you are able to share that with everybody. Folks love to know, more personal about your story. Like you said,
Right.
you've shared that with the kids, but I don't know. I've not heard that story, so I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I put it on Instagram once. Reezy resells. Is it Reezy?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it resells? Anyway, he had posted, and he comes from a tough childhood as well. But if you look around, there are people that make it from less. And reselling, I mean, it actually applies to a great deal because um, everybody's got a phone, it seems like, regardless of how much money they've got. And I've had kids hustle before who had nothing. I had a kid when I was a principal in another small town, and he was selling snakes. He had collected them in a mason jar and brought them to the school and was selling snakes.
Wow.
But I mean, he's got an opportunity to make it, because that's not even reselling. That's selling on the first go. I hope. I don't think he bought them somewhere else to sell them. So
I don't think so. There's a Christian rap artist. His name is NF is just what he goes by. I don't know if you're familiar, if you listen to a lot of Christian rap. But
no, I
anyway,
mean, like POD and stuff like that, like older stuff, and
I
not the
don't
stuff
know
you
that
kids
is
listen to.
that Christian?
Yes,
Okay.
POD I think it stood for payable on death.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So NF has a song called No Excuses, and then there's a song called Options, and in Options he says, I gotta make it or make it. Like those are the only options.
Yeah, like
And yeah, like it just goes along perfectly. And I listen to that song on repeat several times a week. I listen to both of those. The one is just No Excuses. And then yeah, I gotta make it or make it. Those are the only options. I don't give
yeah.
yourself another option, right? I
No,
remember
like, I
winning.
mean, what was I gonna do? Wind up in prison?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm too
Right,
pretty for
right. What
prison.
else are you gonna do? You gonna
Yeah.
when I came back with this crown, my broker at the time, I had my real estate license when I won Mrs. Missouri, and when I came back, she said, "Well, we need to sit down and talk now. I knew you were gonna enter it, but I didn't expect you to win." And I just thought, man, like she bought an ad page. She spent like $500 on an ad page for this pageant for me. She acted like she believed in me. She
If
acted
you
like she
didn't.
was rowing my boat. But how many people are there that you think might be rowing your boat that they don't actually believe in you? Like you said, you have to believe in you because the world's
Right.
not going to care if you fail.
No. When, when I realized I needed to start making my own money, it was in junior high, and my bus got to the school early, and I would jump off that bus and run to the 7-Eleven. It was about 4 blocks, and I would buy all the bubble yum I could get in my pockets. I'd come back to the school and sell it for 10 cents a piece. And other than the one time Mr. Anik confiscated all of it and chewed it all in front of me when I sat in detention, I made a lot of money.
I remember you telling that was it on eBay Addicts
Yeah, I think
live?
so. Yeah, like that really happened. He
Yeah.
was like, and then he would spit it out and take another piece. And I was like, man, I'm not keeping all my inventory in one place.
Dang. I remember selling off parts of my lunch at in high school. Like I would sell the chips to this person and like the drink to this person. I'm glad my parents aren't still in here. If they watch this later, they're gonna be pretty mad. I was selling off
Yeah,
my lunch. Let's see. Projects didn't have a fatherly figure. Joined military, became a cop, now business owner. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. I think that's such a big thing. Like, and I hope as men, you guys realize that you are somebody's father figure. Like, whether you know it or not, I know that from like the children's church background that I have as a children's pastor at several places. I know that I was the only mother figure some of those people had. That's actually, I mean, like I say, the girl that we mentored, that's where I met her when she was 8 years old, and she means the world to me. All of those kids that I ever spent time with just mean the world to me. So I
Yeah,
hope you guys as men know that you are someone's father figure because they don't have one.
I have, I have. There's no question in my mind, because I taught elementary school, and I think so. I mean, I can tell you that the kids had a much bigger impact on me than I ever did them. Like, I absolutely loved teaching. And I didn't get out of education because I loved working with the kids. It's the only thing I've missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no question at all and not even just because you're a man. I mean, kids, people in general, need somebody who's consistently positive, that doesn't cost them anything. You know, you're not asking anything from them in return other than to do what you can do to to be successful at, whether it's at school or whatever.
I
And
I feel like that with adults too, Scott. Like you say, kids need that. And like we see when we see a kid that is exhibiting some type of a problem, we're thinking like, what's the root of that? And when you see an adult, I just think like because hurt kids grow up to be adults that people just kind of
sure,
overlook and they don't see. And so like that kind of what you're talking about is that's how I look at this channel for me is that somebody needs someone just to breathe some positivity and not expect anything back and not charge them anything for it.
right,
And exactly what you're talking about. Just like to be
right,
there to be something positive for someone. And someone told me, and I share it as often as I can because it's going to help somebody. But when I was in children's church, I heard someone say that she was like a Snow White Disney princess.
hmm,
And she said that whenever she gives a hug to kids, she never lets go first. When you hug a child, don't be the first one to let go because you don't know how long they might need it.
yeah,
And I was like, oh man, that like really struck me in children's church, having those kids come in and they would just go, ah, Miss Rachel. And they're so excited to see you because most of ours were like bus riders. They would come,
right,
just to get that love and affection. And I'm like, okay, let them be the ones to let go because
right.
you don't know how long they might need it tonight. Drew said he's back, and Paul Flippin' Sports Guy jumped in also.
That's all.
I know you guys have some questions for Scott. If I'm going to keep him this far over, then you better give us some good questions.
Is
Another
there's no
good.
clock on my side, so
Oh, great. No,
I
it's
don't know what
9:30.
over is.
It's
I don't
9:30.
sleep.
You're good. Your wife's gonna be like, "How long were you gonna be on there?"
Oh, no, no, like,
Is
no.
she watching the live?
I don't know. I didn't ask her.
That's so
You want me
funny.
to go
Another
ask
good
her?
artist was Toby Mac, not rap, Newsboys fan. Yeah, Toby Mac
Oh, I
is
love
is pretty great.
Newsboys, yeah. So,
Yeah. We watched the Newsboys in concert a few years ago, and it was pretty good. Like
wow.
the newer Newsboy, they go through a lot of boys. Um
I like the old boys, but
yeah, the original Newsboys, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess Michael Tate is the newer version of the Newsboys. That's pretty
they
good.
don't have any questions. They've
I
heard
guess
it all.
not. They never have questions for me either. I was talking to Carissa. She wasn't in the chat last week, and she was like, "Oh, did your chat have lots of questions?" I was like, "The chat never has questions." Drew says, "I want to come back to Texas and see you and go to estate sales with you." We were just talking about
We
where
need
we
to
were
do
all
it.
going to meet up this year.
We need to have a meetup.
I know. You need to get on Carissa and be sure that she does the one that she's talking about in March. I've
Alright.
heard lots of people around Texas say they do a meetup.
They do. They don't invite me.
No, that they would do one if there was one there, not that they did. I've never been to one. I want to go really bad, but here's the problem. You guys know my husband doesn't resell, but he's always in the reseller chats, and like he's always in this chat. He's probably putting our youngest to bed. And he is always in Joey and Drew's chat. Like he would want to go meet everyone, but then we have young kids. So I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to, like, maybe we could get a babysitter for the weekend or something. I don't know. Do you cross post?
I do cross post. We cross post to, Poshmark and Etsy,
I didn't
and
know you were on Poshmark.
I am. I don't do a lot over there because the whole sharing thing for me is I'm just not gonna do that. Melody will share some every once in a while, but we do sell things on there. Maybe, 500-600 bucks a month I sell on there. Um,
Hmm. I
and
didn't
then
I didn't realize that you were on Poshmark.
yeah, and
I
then
have to go put
Etsy,
my
and I have, Facebook Marketplace, which for me, I have just had terrible luck with that. So I don't even
I
have
put one
anything
thing
over
on
there.
there because I don't actually get on Facebook, and so I was like, I created this account just so that I didn't have to use the old account from 5 years ago that I haven't logged
Right.
into for 5 years, and I don't want to see any Facebook stuff, and so I got on there and made a new account, and then it wouldn't let me ship, and so I was like, "Oh, dang, because it's a brand new account." So I
Right.
get on my actual personal account, and it would give me the option to ship, but I was like, "Do I just take all these people off?"
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know
see,
what I
for
should
me,
do.
the regular Facebook, it's the kids I taught, so I mean, I love it for that, because they're old enough to have kids, and I mean, for me, that's just been fantastic. So I love Facebook for that, but I don't. It's completely disconnected from my reselling.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like it would need to be. What item have you sold that you will never get again, and why?
Um, I'm understanding that I wouldn't want to get it
Right,
again.
yeah, I think that's what they
Um,
mean.
something that I've sold that I wouldn't want to get. Oh, electric skateboards. So like I bought like a ton of
You
electric
thought you were
skateboards.
doing good.
Oh, I did. I thought I was just going to make bank. And that community of electric skateboard people were so mean and ugly to somebody from the outside of it because I'm not riding an electric skateboard like at all.
Oh,
And but if you didn't know all of it, they were
that's
horribly
like doll collectors. They're
oh
like that.
well, I had way better luck with doll collectors than I did the electric skateboard people. So I got out without losing any money because I cut my losses but I would never sell electric skateboards, period.
I'm gonna
Like,
remember that. They're mean people. My
well, they were
son,
to me.
skateboards are electric scooters.
These were electric skateboards that were made. It's a long story. It's like the worst experience of my life. Electric skateboards were worse than being homeless, like for real. They it's this chat would take another 3 hours. Like I
It
am
was
not
just really
doing.
bad.
It was bad. It was bad. How did I learn
Did
about vintage items? Well, I mean, I lived part of it, like, so like some of them it's like from when I was a kid. But honestly, I just started studying. I didn't have any desire whatsoever to sell clothes. Like this, my whole eBay was going to be like a man macho thing, lumber and tools. And if I was going to ever sell anything, it'd be like a flannel something.
arf,
But
arf, arf.
Melody loved clothes and I love Melody. So we started doing more, and I do love history. Like I really love history. And it once I figured out that fashion mirrored a lot of what was going on historically during society, then I've got the historical tie to it. And so then it's very interesting to me. So
That's
I
cool.
study a lot.
Nice. Um, I don't know if Chase wants to meet Drew Profit Monsters or Drew Strickland. I mean, I'm assuming both of them because they're equally cool. And Zach says is talking about he loves that Drew is so active in the reselling community too. And I think maybe he's talking about my husband because Drew Profit Monsters should be active. Let's see. Question for the man. Okay, so this is for you, man. How do
Oh,
you
okay.
spot a
Well, I
good
thought that
buy?
said for the fat man, and I was like, Dad gum. Like,
How do you spot a good buy over a bad buy when sourcing? What do you look for?
okay, so I mean, the first thing you're gonna to see a lot is check the comps and just check what's sold. And over time, like for me, I spent most of my adult life in college, and so like all the way through the doctorate program at A&M, and I spent a ton
We
of
can
money
wait, wait,
doing
wait,
that.
wait, wait.
I
We
did.
can call you
I don't have the
Dr.
dissertation.
Ching.
I don't. No, no, I do not have the dissertation.
So
So
close. Go
I
ahead with
have
your
a
story.
4.0 but no dissertation. I have a half a dissertation if anybody wants to buy it. But once I came to Penelope, the way you get your doctorate is you close the door and you write the dissertation. And I was never good at closing the door. So because I still work with the kids here, like they still came and saw me. But anyway, so I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. I was excited about you being Dr.
No,
Cha-ching.
no, 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 no. I'm
How
not.
can you
I'm
tell
not.
a good buy from a bad buy?
Okay, and so some of it comes with experience. Oh, the point I was going to make is so sometimes I will see something I find really interesting and I will buy it and take it home because that education is cheap. If I buy something and I take it home and it turns out not to be worth anything, then I will either gift it to somebody or try to recover my money on. I don't really worry too much about getting my money back. That's a cheap education.
You're
And
right.
um so it's not a gamble for me. It's just, you don't think anything about it when you're in college and you buy a textbook that's $200, but you're afraid to take home an old FFA jacket for $8. I
Mhm.
buy it, I bring it home, I study it, and I'm married to somebody smart. And so,
I
Melody
hope she is
will
watching.
well, But she is though, and she likes different things than me. And so between the two of us, if we have an advantage over the other people, we will study more than other people. Like
And
for sure.
even if it's like a screw up, like I saw two areas on a pair of Hokas the other day that I didn't look at. And so okay, the fact that I didn't look at them, it cost me $4 to learn two areas on Hokas to now look for.
Right.
Like, and like Drew Profit Monsters the other day, he was like kind of beating himself up about the fact that he didn't check the size tag on these Ariat boots. Not to bring it up again, Drew, I'm sorry, but he was beating himself up about it. And but honestly, now you know to always check the size tag. Will we always check it? Maybe not. I mess up like that a lot. I had to pause so I'm behind. I would love to see your dining room chairs. He is behind. I'm laughing so hard about the skateboards.
Oh, yeah,
They're
but that's only because she didn't have the skateboards. The
Drew
skateboards were
said that he
awful.
tried drop shipping electric skateboards and it didn't work out.
Okay, so the skateboards I bought, they had 4 motors. They were priced originally at $3,500. They would run somewhere close to 30 miles an hour, and they had
How do you
off-road
stand
tires.
up on that?
No, okay, but they had made the deck was a solid sheet of aluminum with no foot grips. It was a rolling fast death machine, and they had originally made them not for skateboards. They made them, there were dummy haulers. Again, I bought electric skateboards. Turns out I bought dummy haulers. You know what a dummy hauler is? Of course
No.
you don't, because that's not a thing. What a dummy hauler is, I thought you got to be a dummy to get on it and go, right? No,
Yeah.
roping dummies. They made it for the dummy for people that practice roping. Somebody else could control this skateboard and this thing take off at 30 miles an hour with some other kid trying to rope it. And
Oh,
that's a very
wow.
narrow market for something. All of the parts were electric skateboard parts, but it had this massive undercarriage underneath it. It would carry hundreds of pounds and run just, it was just, but then the community was like, it's going to have this. They were so ugly about it. And it was just like, I will never sell another electric skateboard. I will sell it to Drew and then he can drop ship it or something. Like,
That's
I
nuts.
mean,
Like, I feel like if you're selling stuff like that, I mean, you tell me, is there like a liability in that?
like, if you cause the death of everybody that gets on it,
Sure.
like I would think there could be, like, I don't want to get dead riding it. I tried to ride it, but like,
Wow.
it wasn't fun. Like,
I've tried like my son's hoverboard. I'm so bad at that. I dummy holler is when a dummy hollers.
it was, it was an absolute horrible purchase. And for those people that weren't here earlier, that actually came from the Rosen Systems. And
Oh. So don't buy
and
those if you go to Rosen Systems.
no,
Um
what I would tell you is if you go to a place like Rosen Systems, you need to go to the preview. You need to go up there and see what kind of business is actually being liquidated. Because had I been
hmm.
there, all the boxes said electric skateboards, but had I gone up there and investigated it first before I plunked down a bunch of money on electric dummy haulers.
How much did
um,
you spend on them?
I think I bought, I bought a bunch of parts too. So I mean, a couple of grand. So not like this enormous amount of money.
At least it wasn't $20,000.
Yeah, it wasn't that kind of money. But now that I'm retired from the school, I go to the previews, because there are some
Mm,
things that are just such easy money. Those silly mop pads, I've been selling them for 5 years. For
that's
5 years.
insane.
There are $40 investment. We're probably up between the dust mop pads and the mop pads. We're probably up somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000.
That's more a Chase dreaming on a budget thing than what I would ever want to pick up.
Right.
So I need to keep my eyes open on stuff like that. There's an auction here in town on Friday nights. It's before this show, and I don't go to it because it's new stuff because that's so boring to me, but maybe I should go. Um, Matt says that he's going to call you Dr. Ish Ching. So,
No. I have a lot of respect for the people that do it, but yeah, nobody wants to get dead.
out of the box, I don't know why you're so late. Did you not get the notification? Are
You
you
just wake up.
subscribed? Did you just wake up? What has been your favorite thing to find?
Oh, God, what a great question. recently it's been the car models. They were worth so much more than I thought they were. When you get to the late 50s, early 60s car models, the plastic kits,
Okay.
lots and lots and lots of them are over $200.
So you're talking
And
about the ones that the kit was made in, not the ones that the car is supposed to be that decade. The ones that the kit is actually from the 50s or 60s.
like a kit.
Right,
like
but
a model.
that kit is from the 50s. That's not something I
Right.
walked in at Walmart and got a car that's from the 60s.
No. Yeah, no, those aren't
Gotcha.
worth. They're worth whatever you
$10.
paid. But like
Right.
this one was made in 1961. And so the older that they get, and that's not a popular car, so that one's not worth a whole lot. But
Was it an Impala?
I bought maybe 50 of them, 50 different cars, all in one lot. And so, I mean, I don't remember if I had an Impala specifically, but
Was the 64 Buick, was that your favorite car ever?
me? No,
Yeah.
57 Plymouth Fury.
Oh, okay, because you mentioned a 64 Buick earlier, and I thought
That
it
would be
just
an expensive car. And if somebody made you a lowball offer on it, they would be a bad person.
you remember us talking about it then. I'm not sure why you just got the notification. I actually just turned on notifications. I was just getting like the daily summary because I was annoyed with notifications. And so I just recently turned them on. So you guys can expect me to be at all of your premieres and lives now, because now I'll know about them and I can start watching your videos again. While we are talking about your channel, will you tell everybody what they can look forward to in this last part of the year on your channel after they subscribe?
I have 2 friends opening antique shops, and both of them are very, very friendly towards resellers. They're both friends of mine, so I mean, they're friendly towards me anyway. But both of them, they have wildly different types of stores, and but they both will flip stuff quick so that a reseller can make money, and neither one of them mind when somebody gets one. I think I'm going to go hit the Canton flea market if it's still open. The Canton flea market is like you can't see the whole thing in one day. And
Oh, wow.
I have never been, like in my
Are
whole
you going
life,
to
I've never
GoPro it?
been. So I'm going to go through that and carry a camera up there. I think people would be interested in seeing that. And I don't know. I mean, that's kind of I've got some other things that we're planning, but
Perfect. But so definitely subscribe, guys. If you didn't catch the link earlier, I have it in the description of this video, and it's just Ching, right? On
yep.
all social. That's what.
Yeah.
Okay. Not Dr. Ching. Don't type
No,
that in.
no, that won't help you one bit. And it won't help me either.
Well, do you have any other remarks, Scott, that you want to make to the folks that hung out with us for so long in the chat?
Man, I mean, it's fun for me. Like, I don't know. I mean, you've had a lot of really, really interesting people, and I'm not sure I belong in the group at all.
Of the folks that I've had on here?
Yeah, like,
are you crazy?
no,
I'm
like,
just I'm a little selective, Scott, about I really want my
I'm
viewers to
honored
get
to be here.
I thank you. I appreciate that, but I want the viewers to get knowledge and information and value out of these lives. Like, that was the very first guest I ever had on.
I
Was
can't tell if you're chewing me out or if
I'm not. I'm saying it's like, I so appreciate you being on here, because I feel like I don't draw a name out of a hat to ask folks to come on Friday night.
you know, if I were going to have a closing statement, it would be for anybody watching it. You've got some people on here, I think, that probably are experienced resellers and probably know more than I do. And then you're going to have some people that are watching it just for comedic timing. And then you're going to have some people that decide or they're trying to decide if this is something that they want to do. And what I would tell you is that if you don't enjoy the process, this would be an awful job. I mean, it really would. If you enjoy it like I do, the learning about the items and you know, my phone went off a few times. If that doesn't just, you know, start your engine when that cha-ching goes off, you know, it's probably not for you. But this is a job that is accessible to anybody, anywhere. I don't know that there's anybody in the chat more rural than I am. I mean, you know, I hear people talking, that was 30 minutes away. I'm like, everything is 30 minutes away. Like, I can't even get gas without driving to another city.
Wow.
And, you know, so it's a matter of figuring out what you need to do. I get into most of my estate sales. Like I know Drew said he would like to go with me. I talk my way into the estate sales. Most of these estate sales, I'm in there before they decide to have one. Now, part of that is because I was superintendent out here, and this is an old Czech farming community, and they don't want you in their house, but they will let me come in, and then I spread that out with all of my friends that do things that are slightly different. But my message would be this is genuinely accessible, and find out if you love it. Pick things that are exciting to you
Mm,
and learn about them and get them posted, and but if you use where you live as the reason you can't do it, then you'll have a reason you can't do it, like period.
right.
And it won't, you could have just as big a reason from I live in the middle of the city and I'm not ever going to find an FFA jacket. Okay, then you probably won't. Like, so you're just going to have to go out and make it work. And if you don't, nobody will care and you won't get it done. So there's a lot of people here. If there's anybody deciding, just do it. Find something that's exciting, get it listed, and then rinse and repeat until you've got a bunch of stuff listed and money going into your bank account. Like if you had ever told me I would make this kind of money and I haven't worn pants since 2018, like I wouldn't have believed you.
What do you wear?
I wear shorts everywhere. Not a
Because you're in Texas. You're in Texas. You can't say a little further up north that you don't wear pants because people don't hear that you wear shorts. They hear that you don't wear pants. Yeah, no, that's great. That's just such good information. And then you getting into the YouTube side of it now too, like you guys will just have endless opportunities to enjoy your retirement. Because like you can travel and
right.
thrift and you can do, there's just so many endless opportunities, and I appreciate that. Like you say, everyone of all ages can resell, and everyone of all ages is the same welcome on YouTube. Like it's the fastest growing niche that there is right now as far as new employment opportunities.
That's
It
right.
is, and so if anyone's even thinking about that, the same thing that Scott said, like jump in. Your bad videos will be the first ones and no one's watching you at first anyway.
I don't know. YouTube has been much more humbling for me than eBay. eBay, all I really need to do is to just study more than the other people, and I'm going to be reasonably successful at it. And on YouTube, man, like it's tough.
It's
It's
a
tough.
different beast. It
But
is.
I
And like
have
you say,
loved
it's
the
humbling.
process.
Do what?
I have loved the process.
Of YouTube?
Yes, I really
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it is definitely a creative outlet for me. Like I've been trying to add more and more creativity in my videos, and like you said, you got your friend to do the graphic design for your shirt, and I have a young man in my town did the beatboxing for my intro
Wow, that's
because I was
awesome.
just like, "You're so talented. Can I hire you?" He's 15. I'm like, "Can I hire you to beatbox my intro? I just need a 10-second. I need it to be upbeat." And he
Yeah.
actually hid my last name in there. If you guys listen to my intro, it says
Wow.
Strickland in there. And so it's my intro and outro now. But like you say, support the people that are around
Right.
you. I'm a newer reseller and listen to lives and videos while I do my work around the house just to keep learning. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and story tonight. I was washing items to sell.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And like everyone was saying that they just really loved you being here and sharing your knowledge and information. And just all the stories that you said. Scott, we stayed. I loved you being on tonight. Absolutely love the show. Thank you for the info and entertainment. I love tonight's live. They don't love all the lives, Scott, so they
Do
really
they not?
liked you. No, sometimes they tell me I did a bad job. I get dirty DMs after the mess. I'm like,
I don't think that's true.
I'm just kidding. These folks are like the best ever. But I appreciate you coming on. And since you don't have a clock, I'll let you know that it's actually 11:13. So I hope you don't have an early morning estate sale to get to. I can't wait to rewatch from the beginning. I can't wait for you to rewatch from the beginning. I'm going to monetize this, so I'm sorry about all the ads, but
That's how you get
oh,
your view hours. I need to do a live.
that's it. That's it. No, yeah, I do see a lot of people. I think if you have value to give in a live, Scott, that's probably actually a really good idea for you. Don't do it just to get the hours because I think Like, we've all
Oh,
been to a live where someone just kind of threw on the camera in the corner of their room, but you have so much value if you threw on a live even once a week just to give, like, an hour of knowledge to people. It would help.
my plan right now for YouTube, honestly, is to just get better at producing good content. And I
Mhm.
figure the rest of it will follow. And
Yep.
it's not like I have to have a check from
Yeah.
monetization at this point. Um,
And it's
and
not
Melody
like I don't
supports the effort, so
it's like people think that as soon as you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, like, you're making anything more than tens of dollars. I mean, like, that 1,000 subscribers, you're not retiring, you're still gonna be
no.
a reseller, okay? Just, like,
Yeah,
slow it down. It's just
yeah.
what you just said, you better learn the process and love it because when you hit 1,000, you're not retiring from anything, you still have to
No,
make
no.
content, you're still so if you don't love it, it will feel
Yeah.
like you have to make
I
content
I
and, like
I loved teaching. I really did. Like, I love teaching. If you got on my Facebook and just asked the kids at random if I loved teaching, and I did. And so this is sort of that outlet. But I'm still learning the medium, so I'm not teaching as effectively as I would like to because I in the classroom I was entertaining, or at least I think so. And
nice.
but I YouTube has got to be the same way. You know, if the learning goes down like medicine, nobody wants it. So
Yes. You have to strike that balance between being entertaining and being educational because I don't wanna turn on a video that all it is like you're reading me a textbook or,
right,
I don't kn like, I have to have some entertainment in there. There's a certain niche of reseller video I enjoy watching, and then
right.
there's reseller videos that I just support my friends and watch. But
Turn it on. I'll be back.
yeah, I'm gonna support everybody, but there's some of them I just really enjoy, and it is like you say, that balance between entertainment and, education and
Right.
cutting some humor in there, so you have that for sure, but yeah, I appreciate you guys all for being here tonight, I'm gonna go drive a pink Mercedes in the morning, so I guess I will call it a night, and it's like this color pink. I showed you the picture of it.
The
I
Mary
hope I
Kay
love
one.
it.
Yeah.
It's not Mary Kay. Do you think people are gonna think that
Oh
I
yes.
sell Stop.
Yeah.
Mary
But I mean, that's Mary Kay is great.
No, it's not. I'm
You'd
not
be
the
like a
Avon lady.
multi-level marketer.
Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna put on the back of it, eBay paid for this. No, I paid for
They
this.
paid for my Mary Kay Mercedes.
Oh my gosh, stop it, Bueller, Bueller. Anyway, we thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and, Aftermarket Color, yes, it was. Um, God bless y'all. Have an amazing weekend. Watch the
Thank you,
vlogs
everybody.
and watch Scott's latest video. Go subscribe to him. Bye, guys.